19 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for March 21st, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's been going on, Dominic?
Not much, man. I just been into March Madness, man. Just watching basketball. Happy, like, by the time this is over, the first weekend will be over for the men's and the women's. As of this podcast, we are in second round right now. I guess I know UMBC unfortunately lost in the play-in game against Howard. Or fortunate for Howard. I mean, like both those, I didn't like that both the teams had to see each other. Really, I was like two somewhat local teams, and they technically I'm in the area now, DMV area, so I guess Howard is local.
Okay, I was gonna ask where Howard was. I feel like I knew, but I couldn't remember exactly.
DC area, and it's just that they had to say each other. I was like, darn, man, y'all couldn't put them against like another school for another state, or something. But anyway, it's been a good weekend. Like VCU upsetting North Carolina, I was happy with because I don't like North Carolina anymore. And then I mean, that's really the highlight for me personally. I mean, High Point winning was pretty big. They beat Wisconsin. But it's been all right games so far. The women's been pretty much chalk so far as of this podcast. It's been chalk for the first round of games. But yeah, I've been kind of just enjoying myself there. And then, like, also, it's baseball. It's coming closer. I know they have that Japan game coming up soon, where the Dodgers play. I think they start the baseball off season off. I forget the exact date. I think it's sometime in the end of March. Let me see Dodgers schedule. Why don't show me the spring training? Okay. They're still showing it. Goddamn you, Google. They're playing maybe the Guardians. I want to say it's the Guardians. Yes, Guardians is going to be their first game. Maybe that's the one that's in Japan. Let me. Because it says March 31st. I wish they would tell me the location on it. It just tells me the channel. Nice. Well, whatever. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You correct me. Yeah, just come correct me then. If you don't, then that's whatever. Yeah. So baseball, yeah. Can't wait. Because like I said before, I've said it before, I don't think it's going to be a season next year. Because or not, at least not at the normal length. Like, I think it's going to be a lockout. And so I think the owners are going to want a salary cap. Players are going to say no. And they're going to hold their ground. For how long, I don't know. But I just feel like it's not going to be a season. I'll be surprised if the season starts at like April next year, like, or end of March. I'll be surprised. Or spring training. I'll be surprised if we have spring training next year for baseball. I definitely was surprised. But the good news is that the WNBA did get a deal done. And the girls are getting paid more, like almost doubled.
Oh, wow.
Nice. In some cases. Like the average pay is almost like doubled, I believe, now. And yes, it's at the point where it's like a pay where you don't have to have a second job. So I mean that's good. So yeah. Now like I was looking up though because I wanted to know okay, so like where are the girls currently or before, like, because people are talking about how they play at a loss, like where they get the money from, and I guess like they get the money. I guess see if you look at the WNBA as an entity by itself, then yes, I guess in the grand scheme of things, if you're looking at a capitalistic standpoint of things, it don't make sense to have this league because you're not making money per se. But thing is, it's a part of the NBA.
Okay, so it's
and
a goodwill endeavor
with the NBA. I mean, you can say that, but thing is, with sponsorships and investors and all that money, they can pay for them. They can pay for that. And the girls, yeah, even that goodwill stuff, it is some investing in it, and it's still some sort of money, especially for sponsorships and things of that nature, goes with that. And I think it all works out like that they can afford to pay these people and have this game going on. And I think in the overall, that's a good thing. Because if you're just looking at it as a capitalistic way, then yeah, no, maybe not. That's done. But I think at some point we gotta stop. I mean, I wish there was a point where we don't have to look at it that way, right? Like, you can do these things. Because, this also tells me where you can, as a company, you could put money to do that because you can afford it. Like, it's not a burden. Like, that's really what it is, like, with me. It's like, some people say things like, oh, yeah, it's smart for people not to do something in business because, oh, yeah, you lose money. Like, something, even though it sounds nice to do. But it's like, but you lose money. But I was like, is it really losing money? Is it losing money to a point that it's a burden, that it's you suffer for it? Or not? And in the NBA, you're not. So I think it's like, yeah, that's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to have. It's something because people like me and my friend, look, yeah, at the beginning, we weren't watching it a hell of a lot of the WNBA. We were watching some, we would talk about it and stuff, but we never talked about it. I actually never talked about it negatively, whatever. But most my friends talk about negatively. Yeah, we used to say the dunk thing, but we got over that. But now, the game is better. The girls' game is a whole lot better. It's a whole lot more competitive. And it's actually fun to watch. And hell yeah, I enjoy watching it. And I'm not telling people to go, yeah, y'all should just watch it. I'm not that guy. You like what you like, man. Ever. I mean, I find it funny if people who bash it, you know what I mean? Who's just ready to bash. It's because I don't really like golf much, you know? I don't like that, but I don't just go here and just keep talking about golf and bashing it, you know? It's if I don't like it, I don't like it. I don't like soccer. Now I do bash that. I do.
Well, that's just because you're an American.
It's more jokingly. Yeah, it's more jokingly with that. I don't truly hate soccer. I mean, I don't like to watch it. I'm not into it. But I know there's a lot of people who do. I mean, like the rest of the world. And there's some people in America. They say it's growing. It's growing in America. I mean, growing is whatever. Yeah, it's growing fast because compared to before, it was nobody watching it. Of course, it's growing fast. But it's I don't bash it. It's why? If something to enjoy, it's entertainment. Who cares? And I mean, we all kind of know why people mostly bash the women's game and stuff like that. We all know why. But anyway, good for them, and good because I don't know if baseball's gonna have a season next year, so I will at least have WNBA to look forward to.
Where's the WMLB, Dominic?
You know what? Yeah. Oh, but well, technically there is a women's baseball league. It doesn't have many teams. I don't know their schedule though. I know my sister would know. Technically, I think it should be starting soon. The spring football. I don't know when the UFL. I think it's called now. With my defending champs. You know, DC Defenders.
Right.
It's let's see the league schedule. Oh yeah, like I said, Birmingham is there now. They kept them, so that's good.
The Stallions.
March 27th is the first game, so next week. So that's cool. So that's me.
Oh, they got Ludacris as the halftime performer for the home opener of the Houston Gamblers.
That on the front. I thought I saw his face. I was like, who is this guy? I was like, that's Ludacris. Yeah, hit. Nice for the Houston Gamblers. They should have Beyonce. I was going
to say famous Houston artist Ludacris, famously from Houston.
But I thought he was from.
That's the joke, Dominic. He's from Atlanta.
The ATL.
Yes, that's the joke.
Yeah. All right. Let me see here. I think that's it. I don't know if the Capitals going to make it. I think it's like 15 games left, but I don't know about hockey. I mean, I'm looking at the points; they're behind. I don't know, if there's a chance for them to go. Like, I don't know hockey enough to know, like, hey, they got a chance to still get in. I have no idea. Like, I don't know, like, how far they are or what. I know they're not officially out. I mean, I don't see anything that says, like, they're out the playoffs, but it's like, it looks like I won't be watching no hockey at all this season because that's the only time I watch it is if the Caps are in the playoffs. All right, so what's going on in the wrestling world, man?
All right, Dominic. So I have converted. I am now mostly spending my time watching AEW. When I am making time to watch wrestling, I mentioned last week that they have the My AEW thing now internationally, which is basically like their WWE network equivalent.
And you can watch the pay-per-view on there?
And you can watch the pay-per-view if you pay, I think it's $20 a month. But if you buy a year, it's only $10 a month. And I saw that, and Revolution was happening last week. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to bite. I'm going to do it. Okay. And I was glad I did. That show was awesome. The opening match was okay. It was the opening match was FTR versus the Young Bucks, and man, that was incredible. It was for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. The Young Bucks lost. They came in as the challengers and they lost. But man, that was a hell of a match. And then Edge and Christian came back because they have Edge since he's come in has basically been a good guy. And since Christian has come in, well, for a while there, he was a good guy, but he's been mostly a bad guy these last couple of years. But now they're like not reluctant tag team, but they're like, Edge is like, I know you're an asshole, but I'm still, we're still friends.
They're tag friends. Team. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it looks like we might get like a FTR versus Young Bucks versus Edge and Christian match. And you know what? That should be a lot of fun. Both Edge and Christian, despite being on the older side of things and this probably being one of their final runs, are still quite good in the ring. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. And FTR and the Young Bucks have proven that they can definitely hold things together. Timeless Tony Storm, who I don't know if I've really talked a lot about on here. Tony Storm is a woman who came into WWE kind of with a lot of expectations because she was a bigger name on the indies. I think she came out of Stardom, and they kind of really didn't do much with her. I'm trying to think if she spent some time in NXT. I think she did. I think she spent some time in NXT, but then when she got called up to main roster, they really did like nothing with her. She eventually got released and came into AEW and wasn't really doing a whole lot in AEW until I forget what was like the catalyst for it. But she basically became like an early Hollywood kind of pinup style character. So when she comes out, everything turns black and white during her entrance. And she's just got a very like vintage look to her. But ever since she switched into this character, she's been doing incredible work, both in ring and like promos and everything. She's been absolutely killing it. And Marina Shafir, who also spent some time in WWE, but she never really did too much outside of being one of Ronda Rousey's like MMA friends. It was her and Shayna Baszler. I don't want to say there was another woman too, but I can't remember. Oh yeah, Jessamine Dukes. So there were like three of them along with Ronda Rousey who were like, oh man, they're going to do something. And then they never actually did anything. And Marina was never like great, but ever since joining Jon Moxley and the Death Riders, they've given her a lot to work with a little. Like basically she's not like the star of the show and she's not saying a lot, but through her mannerisms and just her presence there in the group, they've done a good job to make her seem like a serious threat, and she's actually improved in the ring quite a bit. So this was a fun match. After this,
hey, you had cut out, and I didn't see your mic come on.
Oh, weird, because it's still
you had cut out for a bit,
still going,
and like you was talking about Marina, and then it got like cut out or something.
I wonder if Craig will pick that up then. Because like my
Audacity is still
going fine.
I didn't see your mic moving. That's the thing.
All right. I'll have to be on the lookout for that. It looks like Audacity it's still going. So, but yeah, Marina, basically, she's improved significantly from her time in WWE. She took the loss here. Toni Storm they're just killing it with her. Now, there's been some news recently, some reports from the dirt sheet saying that Toni Storm's actually going to be missing a significant amount of time this year. There's speculation all over the place, whether it's an injury or whether there's a pregnancy or anything like that. There's nothing official there because after this match ended, it seemed like maybe they were setting her up versus Ronda Rousey because Ronda Rousey appeared. I get it. Like she's friends with Marina Shafir. She's out there probably trying to promote this Gina Carano fight, which I didn't know about until she showed up here. So obviously it's working, but as far as like her wrestling in AEW, I have no interest whatsoever in that. Maybe a one-off match as long as she's putting over whoever she's fighting. Whatever, I guess that's fine. But if this is another attempt by Tony Khan to like get a big name in here who is already problematic, I have no interest in her being here. And I think that's kind of the general sentiment of the online fans. So we'll see what they do with her, especially if Toni Storm is going to be out. If there's any other place for her to slot in, I don't know. I'm good without her being there. She seems like she causes kind of too much drama in the locker room and has opinions about wrestling in general, and how she wants her character portrayed in a way that could be detrimental to the product itself. And that's outside of whatever views she may have, non-wrestling related that I don't even need to go into. So yeah. Okay. After that was Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. Jon Moxley is the AEW Continental Champion. I think I've said it before, but they have a lot of championships. Maybe too many at times, but I get it. They do have a lot of talent, and I would understand why they want to put championships on a lot of them. And this, they had a match previously at one of the last pay-per-views, and that hit the time limit draw or time limit. So it was a draw. And this was basically a no time limit match and went 23 minutes. It was fantastic. Both of those guys are excellent. Takeshita is basically the up-and-comer. He was the New Japan World Champion, I guess, earlier this year. No, at the end of last year, because it was before Wrestle Kingdom. And yeah, he's fantastic. They're going to be doing a lot with him. I think he's in the same group as like half the roster, which is the Don Callis family right now, and he's kind of like starting this civil war with Kazuchika Okada, who is also in there and former large New Japan star. So that'll be a lot of fun when that actually like gets kicked off. This is the third match in a row, though, where after the match, somebody else came in to challenge somebody. Will Ospreay is making his return from neck surgery, and he's challenging Jon Moxley he came out to attack Jon Moxley because him and the Death Riders, his faction, are the ones that put him out with the neck injury. So that should be good. Will Ospreay is an incredible wrestler. He might be the best in the world right now, and it doesn't necessarily seem like he's slowing down after this neck surgery, although hopefully he will chill out a little bit. And like I said, Jon Moxley is very good. So this should be a lot of fun going into the rest of the year. After that was the women's tag team match, the Babes of Wrath, which is Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, who were the champions. They got beat by Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. Willow Nightingale had previously had a match against Lena Cross for her TBS championship on the pre-show. So it was basically like Willow won that match, but then got softened up after the match by getting attacked. So this was a quick one just to get the belts off the Babes of Wrath. It was fun, but there was not much to it. Swerve Strickland and Brody King was the next match for the title, and not actual title, not like championship, but like the moniker of the most dangerous wrestler in AEW. Swerve won this one, which was pretty expected. He is the bigger of the stars right now. But it was a little weird because they're fighting for this world's most dangerous person title, and it was like a regular match. It wasn't a hardcore match. It wasn't a no disqualification thing. Now, they did some stuff on the outside, which, might have been considered, for count out or disqualification or stuff like that. But it was basically like, hey, the ref is going to be a little lenient about this because, it is the world's most dangerous person kind of thing.
Yeah.
Tekla versus Chris Statlander. Tekla won the championship off of her, I want to say like a month or so ago. And Statlander's still trying to get it back. They were having a 2 out of 3 falls match. Tekla won after some interference from her faction. Kind of expected. Seems like they'll probably move on from there. Mystico, who is like one of the biggest stars in Mexico right now, along with Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey, 2 really good younger guys. They have a tag team called Jet Speed, because Kevin Knight. Anyway, and then Speedball Mike Bailey. So they Jet Speed together as a tag team. It's been a good spot for them because, like, initially it was like, oh, Mike Bailey's coming in. He's a very good wrestler. He could be, at the top of the card, but he's not great on promos. But putting him with Kevin Knight, who's a guy that's kind of still learning, he's on the younger side of things. And he came out of New Japan, the New Japan dojo, and putting them together has been fantastic. And now just having Mystico there, another fantastic wrestler, like I said, huge in Mexico. They faced off against part of the Don Callis family, Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, who is maybe one of the best wrestlers right now, and Mark Davis. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis used to be a tag team called Aussie Open in New Japan, and adding Okada, who, like I said earlier, was one of the biggest stars in New Japan. It was kind of crazy seeing him leave. And that's kind of where like New Japan has lost basically any big name they've had at this point, between retirements and going to AEW. It's still kind of crazy that AEW and New Japan have a seemingly relatively healthy relationship, considering the fact that AEW is basically picked their bones. But I think when the reality is, if these guys went to WWE instead, there would be no chance for those guys to come and help out New Japan every once in a while. Whereas because AEW has this relationship with New Japan, you do still have guys like Okada who left there going back occasionally to do matches.
Like the MLB with the Japan, the league in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, people don't go back, but they have a relationship though. They with Japan, as in that they will pay them a lot of money to
exactly. Yeah. So Mystico and Jet Speed actually won this match, somewhat surprisingly. But then they announced afterwards that Mystico was signing with AEW. So he is going to be working with CMLL, who is the Mexican promotion that he currently works for, as well as AEW. So he's not being poached, basically. He's just like this joint venture thing. And it seems like they've been doing that a lot, even with New Japan. Konosuke Takeshita also signed like a New Japan thing. So yeah, like these guys are signing these like dual contracts now. I think Claudio Castagnoli signed one with CMLL when he signed with AEW. So it seems like they're trying to be a good like world citizen and not just like lock these guys in and take them away from these promotions. After that was Andrade versus Bandito. This was a fun match too. Both of these guys are very good luchadors. And Andrade's kind of doing the best stuff he's done in a very long time. They're actually doing stuff with him. He left AEW for WWE and then kind of immediately left WWE again and showed back up on AEW. But then there were rumors that he was getting locked out of that by WWE because of the way he got released, because it sounded like he basically got himself fired so that he could go back to AEW. And I think the speculation that came out around all that was basically he was married to Charlotte Flair. It sounded like maybe he wanted to go back to WWE to try and, keep that relationship going because they were going through some struggles. And then when it didn't work out and they got divorced, he was like, well, this isn't actually where I want to be, and you guys aren't using me very well. I'm going to go back to AEW, because seemingly Tony Khan does like love this dude, because like ever since he's come back, he's shot up to the top of the card. He's basically in contention for the world championship at this point. So as long as he stays on the straight and narrow and doesn't go punching people in the face in the backstage area again, like the last time he was there, I think he'll be all right. Yeah, he's a little dramatic. Like, very early on in his AEW career, he was talking about like having issues with one of the guys. And then he's like, this happened, but I'm not going to say the guy's name, but also it was Sammy Guevara. Like he was like, I'm not going to name names, but also it was this guy. And I punched him in the face. After that, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong faced the Dogs, which is David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, and Clark Connors. These guys were the War Dogs in New Japan. Before that, they were like the latest iteration of Bullet Club and kind of the last iteration of Bullet Club, with David Finlay as the leader. And New Japan has basically ended the Bullet Club. They converted these guys to the War Dogs, even though they were kind of like the Bullet Club War Dogs. It was basically like a sub-faction of the Bullet Club, because there was also like House of Torture, which it's just a mess over there. So they finally kind of put to rest the Bullet Club nomenclature. It's basically like they retired the NWO over there. But Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors have kind of made their way into AEW. There was never anything like official about them signing, but now that David Finlay has come over, they basically reformed the faction in AEW. There was talk of David Finlay potentially going to WWE because his brother is in NXT, and his father, who was Fit Finlay, I don't know if you remember him, he would carry around the shillelagh. He was basically like the original Irish wrestler of the late, early 2000s, I guess.
Okay. I don't think I had to see him probably.
Yeah. Before Sheamus came along, he was kind of like the old man Irish wrestler. And it sounded like basically WWE wanted David Finlay to start in NXT and kind of lowballed him. So he's ended up in AEW. He's never been my favorite guy. He's not awful. I think Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors both have more potential than him. This match was nothing in particular to write home about, but it was fine. But on a card with a lot of very good matches, it was easily one of the least interesting. And then the main event was MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. I previously talked about how basically Hangman said, if I lose this, I'm never going to challenge for the AEW title again. And it's a Texas death match. I think that's what his, because he wanted a Texas death match. MJF is like, I only wrestle in wrestling matches because all that other stuff is trash, carny garbage. But Hangman was like, we're going to do a Texas death match, but I'm going to, put this on the line as a stipulation for you to want to accept it, basically. And yeah, Hangman lost, and it was absolutely brutal. Obviously your like glass spots, your what else did they do? Fuck. There's a whole bunch of shit. Syringe. It put a syringe through Hangman's mouth, which Hangman had previously done that to Swerve. I don't love it. Like I'm not super into like that level of kind of depravity, but I've definitely seen people say like, visually it is like shocking, right? Because MJF jabs this thing from inside his mouth outside his cheek and then squirts whatever, water or whatever out through the side of his cheek, basically. But at the end of the day, like it's gonna heal back up, right? It's not like
because the
painful or that
so
lasting.
Small,
exactly.
They're so tiny.
Yeah, so like there are things that you could do a lot worse to yourself. Like even a chair shot probably is like physically worse for you because you could get a concussion and all that kind of stuff. Still very, very cringy stuff. But yeah, this match was intense, and at the end they do this spot where Hangman puts like the dog collar around MJF's neck along with his neck, which is a callback to CM Punk and MJF having a dog collar match. And MJF ends up hitting him with his diamond ring, which has been like his gimmick. He's won this diamond ring battle royal like every fucking year since the inception of it. And he punches him with that, and then he throws him over the top rope and is hanging Hangman with it. But then he lets him go, and Hangman just kind of drops and hits the camera. Like his head hits the camera, and on the lens from that point until the end of the show is just like a blood pattern from the Hangman's head, which is just, I don't know if they planned it that way or if it just happened to work out that way. But if it did, it was a very striking visual to end that show on. So it sounds like Hangman's going to take some time off. We'll see when he returns what they're going to do about this stipulation. My whole thing has always been like, the genuine idea that if he loses, he's not going to be able to challenge. And everybody on the internet has their like opinions of, oh, well, like it's a television show. You can just write it so he doesn't abide by it, or, you know, there's any number of ways. Oh, you choked me out. I technically died for a second and they resuscitated me. So technically, you know, for the rest of my life, well, my life has been restarted. So therefore, you know, I can challenge. I think I always took it as more of a genuine thing than that. But the reality is, yeah, it's a television show. They don't have to go the stupid Cody route and like adhere to it. Even Cody didn't need to adhere to it. But I think my initial rejection of that idea was in part because like that seemed to be a portion of why Cody Rhodes ended up so unhappy in AEW, because he artificially locked himself out of this opportunity at the top position in the company. And, you know, that's ill-advised, as it turns out. I think at the time Cody was of the mindset that, you know, this is my company. If I put the title on myself, then that, you know, delegitimizes the company in a lot of ways. So I think he was kind of afraid of that, and as a result made that stipulation. And I don't think this was in the same fashion a thing that came from Hangman Adam Page. It was probably Tony Khan saying like, look, this is the story I'd like to tell with you. Whereas I think it was a kind of genuine thing that came from Cody Rhodes when he implemented that stipulation.
Yeah.
But yeah, a hell of a show. Now I am locked in kind of to the AEW, you know, pay-per-view schedule.
It sure sounds like it.
Because I've paid for it, you know, but it feels like a good deal, especially if you buy it for the whole year. $10 a month, you get all the previous pay-per-views, you get the weekly television. So like I don't need HBO Max anymore if there's nothing else on there that I want to watch. Because I'm in the United States, I did need a VPN, but I already had one anyway to watch like the Netflix WWE stuff. So it kind of worked out for me. I'm glad this is an offering that they have now, as long as they don't find some way to actually restrict me from watching it. At least at the moment, I'm gonna
roll down. You know, they saw
happily watch my.
Daniel.
Yeah,
like, they
exactly.
don't like you happy. I don't want this man happy.
They're gonna. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, like if more of these companies, you know, try and find ways to determine if you're using a VPN versus using, you know, legitimate ways of being in a different country. But at the same time, you have so many of these VPN companies advertising that as a feature, basically like, oh, you watch all the Netflix movies that they're locking you out of. And now I've never agreed with it being looked at that way. Obviously, these companies have business deals, different business deals around the world. Like, it's not that they're like, no, I will not let you watch the Universal content on Netflix because we don't want you to have that. It's because there's some, you know, shitty backroom deal between Universal and yeah, like I'm not blaming them for that necessarily. That's not the level of corporate greed. Yeah, exactly. But I am going to take advantage of it. So with that said, that is wrestling. WWE just trucking along to, yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. WWE's, you know, counting down to WrestleMania, what we look at it, and it's basically just a month away from now. But there wasn't anything really new that I'm aware of. I think they did officially lock in. It's going to be Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. So hopefully Brock Lesnar is willing to take that loss and build up Obafemi so he looks like the dominant kind of guy that he should be. And then we'll see Brock ride off into the sunset, hopefully by SummerSlam, it seems like. So that's WWE.
All right. So I guess we get into what we're watching. So I guess we'll talk about this because you've been talking for a while. The Spider-Man. So we both saw the Spider-Man trailer.
Brand new day.
That was the biggest thing. That was like the It broke the record for the most watched YouTube. I guess video on YouTube for I forgot what the record is. Like what initial launch? I guess I don't know how they do
like
it.
24-hour period or something maybe.
Yeah, and yeah, man. The trailer. It's interesting because because I want to know where they go with this. Like this whole his friends don't know him. Like he's kind of sitting in the background, seeing them.
It's so weird to me that like how close he is to them. Because I would have thought that he would have kept distance, but immediately it's just like him interacting with MJ and Ned like constantly in this trailer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he likes to torture himself.
Yeah.
I
mean that is that's the Peter Parker story after all.
Yeah, he just likes to torture. Is like, good God, I couldn't do it. I couldn't be around. I was like, I would be like, well, I'm being a hero in another city.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like, but aren't they going to like MIT like or something? Aren't they supposed to be going someplace that like isn't New York?
That's right.
So like he needs to.
That's
he
right.
Needs to stop being a creep.
Where they were? Oh,
it's Facebook stalking them and whatnot.
MIT is Midtown.
Okay. Institute of Technology,
International Tech, whatever.
Yeah.
It's Midtown Institute of Technology, not
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Got it.
Yeah.
I the funny thing is, I don't think you're wrong there. I think that might be exactly what it is.
That's what I'm thinking, Daniel, too. Because I was thinking, like, I know it's Midtown University or something, so I was like, maybe that's what it is.
Because isn't that the school that Miles ends up going to?
I want to say, I didn't know he went to college. I didn't know he grew up. I thought he still.
Yeah.
The Miles I know was still in high school.
Yeah. Okay,
I never see. Yeah. Okay, so it's cool. It's cool seeing Punisher. I think Punisher from a rated R show.
Yeah,
Daredevil was too.
He feels like he sticks out a little weirdly. Yeah.
Technically. I can see him sticking out more than Daredevil, because Daredevil, the content around him was rated R-ish,
And the way that Daredevil was used too was just kind of in a one-off comedy bit, whereas maybe that's what they'll do with him too, but it was also like not Daredevil, right? It was just
exactly. He was just as the lawyer.
So yeah,
exactly.
Whereas this is the Punisher, and you just see him.
We're talking about him in Spider-Man,
right.
But he also was in another comedy bit with the Hulk.
Yeah.
So but it's like he's a hero, and he then he's not really like the guy. Like, wow,
he still doesn't use guns to just shoot people in the face.
Yeah,
like the Punisher.
Exactly. He doesn't kill. Yeah, he said he doesn't like killing. Yeah, he always stops killing.
Yeah.
While Frank Castle has no problem with killing,
right?
If it's necessary. So he's pretty much the guy. But I think it's pretty neat. Also seeing Scorpion, finally seeing him, because I didn't see him since the first movie technically.
Yeah,
and he wasn't even Scorpion. He was just whatever Scorpion name was.
No, he's not the Matt Murdock one, right? I can't remember. Not Matt Murdock. That's Daredevil.
Matt
Gargan.
I know. What the hell are you doing?
Actually, I think he is the Matt Gargan one.
Yeah, that's right. Gargan. Yeah.
I don't know. Part of me is just like, I think I'm a little anti-Sony pilled, because it's like, they were trying to make that Sinister Six movie. It feels like, maybe this is kind of a holdover from that. And Sony's like, I'll still put him in there because eventually we're going to put Morbius in here or something like that. But, he's been in these movies this entire time, basically. So I think maybe I'm just, I'm putting that on him instead of what he actually is. I think I'm happy to see Scorpion. I want to see a mid-level villain. I like that they had kind of Shocker, in the previous movie too. So that's cool. He's not going to be the main bad guy, I'm sure.
No. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay with Scorpion. And also, I mean, is there anything else I'm missing? Because I can't remember
Did you
everything.
get a sense of like who the main villain would be here? It seemed like they had like the hand
Spider
ninjas.
Man. Spider Man gonna be
Oh
the main
no, not
villain when
Spider
he
Man.
turns to the human spider.
Well, yeah. So yeah, I mean that's
but the
one
whole
thing.
Humans, yeah,
He's turning.
yeah, the
He's getting like
Spider-Man, yeah, being a
organic
human.
webbing and stuff like that. And he's Are we getting man
Yep.
spider?
Tobey Maguire. He's turning Tobey Maguire. That's what he's
Oh
turning
no,
into.
the true villain.
Oh, not Tobey Maguire. I said Tobey Maguire. I mean, no,
Yeah,
am I right?
Tobey
Right?
Maguire.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. Yeah. Because they all look the same. Him and the guy who played Venom in the first.
Oh yeah, Topher Grace. Yeah,
series. Topher Grace. Yeah, I was thinking like him. But yeah, he's turning to Tobey Maguire, where he can have all. Yeah, now he has organic spider things. So yeah, I don't have to make no cartridges anymore. But also, might be like turn into a monster. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
it's definitely interesting if that's where they're going with this. Because I mean, obviously, in the last movie, you had kind of that tease that the symbiote was in the Spider-Man universe. I wonder if we still get there eventually by the end of this movie. But yeah, it seems like more they're going in the direction of like a man spider situation. And if so, what's going on there? I mean, is that why the Punisher is there to like maybe rein him in once he becomes the man spider and kind of the bad guy?
And then that's when whatchamacallit comes in. What's his name? The Craven from that Craven movie.
Oh no, not from the Craven movie.
Yeah, then Morbius comes. This is how they all come together, Daniel.
I've seen like initial suggestions that Mr. Negative was going to be like a bad guy in this. Obviously, they haven't shown anything outside of like the hand stuff, and I don't know what his relationship is to. I don't know if it's necessarily the hand or if he has his own kind of gang of ninja people.
Yeah.
So I think that could be interesting.
I wonder who those read, because somebody showed a comic with those guys. Who were they a part of?
I don't know. Like I said, I would assume maybe the hand, especially with Daredevil and
that's what I was thinking.
The Punisher kind of being involved there, but maybe that's just like expectations set. So yeah, I'm interested. Like there's a lot here that just kind of leaves it open, and like they give you enough to be excited, but they also leave like a lot of potential out there to see what actually will happen. And then obviously it feels like a given that this is going to maybe not necessarily lead directly into Doomsday, because I think Spider-Man's been confirmed to not be in Doomsday. But shortly after Doomsday,
because he's going to be in Secret Wars,
well, that's
right?
the thing. Yes, shortly after Doomsday, you get Secret Wars. So I feel like they've got to, and maybe that's where you start to see the black suit stuff come in, right? Because that's where in the original comics you get that is,
and that's where then Flash Thompson's going to be the villain.
Now I've seen a lot of people wish that we get a Flash Thompson or a what's the other? Flash Thompson instead of Eddie Brock, because Eddie Brock, obviously the original Venom, but Flash Thompson's the one that turns into like Agent Venom. But Flash in those movies, I don't know, just seems like such a dorky kid that's not like...
exactly.
He's not the buff.
He's not the sports. The sports, like the athlete guy. The original Flash Thompson was a war hero, Daniel.
Exactly.
He went for in the war.
Well, maybe that's the thing. We just have to see Flash get sent off to the Iranian conflict, Dominic, and then next thing you know, he comes back and he's a war hero. So I mean, this didn't like necessarily blow me away, but it did get me excited, and we are so close to it coming out that I think that's actually a good thing now. Because it's not like a lot of time to just sit here and kind of stew in this stuff. It's like, okay, we'll see more in the next like couple of months that'll get me even more hyped about it. And then by the time July comes around, I'm gonna be super excited about this.
So what's the next big Disney thing? Is it Toy Story comes out first?
Yeah, I think Toy Story does come out first. I think that's May, and then this will be out in July.
All right. Yeah, as far as movies for this year that I kind of really want to see, is the Supergirl, Spider Man, the movie that's actually I think it's either out now or coming out really soon. The one with Eva Mendez's husband, which is so funny that I can remember that, but not his name. The one where he goes to space.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That
I
looks
think
pretty
that
good.
just came out. Ryan Gosling, Eva
Okay,
Mendez's husband.
yeah.
I forgot that they were
But,
together, and then like I think last week I was looking at stuff related to that movie, and I was like, oh, they're.
you were looking at Eva
Well, I
Mendes.
mean, obviously,
What's
like,
Eva
come on,
Mendes
what are we
doing?
talking about now? But yeah, it's kind of weird because like apparently they met on the set of The Place Beyond the Pines, and I remember you and me going to see that movie back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I find that.
Back
Yeah,
in the
that's when I
day.
realized like, oh, they together. It's like, yep,
Yeah.
they still together though,
Yep.
Daniel. But they still haven't. But they haven't beat the power couple of Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. though.
No,
They've been together longer.
these guys have only been together since 2012.
Yeah, but you know what? That's still longer than than a lot of
That
other
is
relationships.
that's a good Hollywood run, Don. That's a good Hollywood run. Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't seen any
I feel
reviews for Project Hail Mary, but it looks like Rotten
Oh, okay.
Tomato 95, IMDb 8.5, Metacritic 77.
Oh, wow.
So
that sounds
yeah,
good.
pretty
That
positive.
sounds pretty good.
And that's from the Martian guy, right? That's based on his book.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't realize the directors were Lord Miller. The Lego Movie guys and the Cross the Spider-Verse guys. So yeah, I'm interested in that. Explains why you got a Lego.
So what
set
have you
now.
watched?
What's that?
Oh yeah. So what have you watched?
I started Wonder Man. I only really made it through the first episode and probably about half the second episode. So far it's basically about Wonder Man was a character in this guy's life. It was a television show and he is an actor and he is apparently a very good actor who is kind of troublesome on set. Like the first episode, he's going to this audition and it's supposed to be like this bit part where he's just a professor that's getting killed. And then he's basically, and I don't know if he's just like trying to be really good at acting or if he is like trying to worm his way into more of a role, but he's like, oh, well, like, how do these characters know each other? And like, how would that affect their relationship? And oh, if that's the case, well, I wouldn't let that character get that close to me. So therefore, like this, that, or the other thing. And I think the actor himself who's playing the character in Wonder Man, I think he's doing a fantastic job portraying that, and then you do get Ben Kingsley coming in as the guy that was formerly the Mandarin, but he is kind of a sort of washed up actor, but he's still got a lot of charisma, so people are feeling him a little bit. Whereas this guy is very much struggling. He's not really getting the auditions for the parts. And as of episode 2, he's like, they're doing a reboot of Wonder Man, the show, and he's trying to worm his way into getting an audition for that. It's a very interesting mix of like current Hollywood, because like this guy was the thing that he was filming for was American Horror Story, which is also kind of weird because like that's an FX property to me. But I guess technically, like, there's some relationship between Disney and... Oh, yeah, fuck. FX is Fox now.
They own it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Jeez. Completely didn't put those two and two together. That makes a lot of sense. But having that and then having, like, Wonder Man be this television show, but then they're also like, oh, you're in this world where people have superpowers. At the one audition, they're asking him, whether he has any powers. And I don't know if he doesn't know if he does or if what, but seemingly other people believe that he may have powers because it seems like something's going on with Ben Kingsley's character. and maybe he's kind of befriending him under false pretenses to kind of spy on him. So I've heard really positive things about this series so far. I'm into it. I'm interested in what they're doing. It's not your typical Marvel fare. There's not a lot of action going on, but I'm also, effectively 2 episodes in. So yeah, I'm having a good time with it.
All right. So I guess we finally get to some video games. And I've been playing a lot of Division, both 1 and 2.
Okay.
Nice. Kind of going back and forth between those things. And like I said before, 1 definitely feels a lot more difficult. Definitely playing by yourself. I actually played with some guys, some randos recently. They seem pretty cool. The thing is, I was kind of playing through my phone because I was using the Moonlight streaming, where you can stream from your PC to your phone,
and that's working well for you.
Yeah, that works. Nice. That works really well. Like, the only time it didn't work well, and that was more of the game itself, because it seemed like the video, like, it had some video problems. Like, it would think, like, I had to go change some stuff for my computer before it could work.
Oh, interesting.
And then once I figured out how to, because there's no window key, on the keyboard for the phone, so I had to go and do something on Windows 11 that it's something called PowerShell,
say
PowerPoint,
or Power Toys or something like that.
Yeah, Power Toy, okay. And where I just changed the keys, so a certain key will be Windows key, so I can easily get back from the game. Because I like to cheat, so when I try to see what cheats to turn on, but I was playing not cheating this because it's a multiplayer game. I mean, it's an online only game. The guy seemed cool, but I just couldn't say GG is nothing like good game like they were saying, because we were all playing together and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's good, yeah, nice. Also nice that it's no you can't hurt your friends like in Got Dirt Helldivers, where somebody gets fucking angry with me. But I probably just ran into a bad crew, because like I said, when I played with my friend on that game, the crew who I was with was pretty cool. So I was playing that, and I also been playing some more Ghost of Tsushima. I'm on Act 3. I want to say maybe this is the last act, because I feel like I'm at the last portion of the island, where it's really cold and snowy, and I like that how the weather changes. I think that's pretty good. Like, man, I really was. I say I was down on the game, but not really down. Like, because I still thought the game would be good, but I actually like it a whole lot more than I thought I would, honestly. Like, I thought I would just like it just as enough as, like, maybe a little bit better than Assassin's Creed, the Wonder Woman one, I call it, the Grease one. But I actually like this game, man. It's like, the story is really good, man. I just like the whole atmosphere of it, man. Like the setting is really well done in a way where I just feel like, yeah, this is cool. Like, I like riding my horse around and stuff like that, and it's not a whole lot of junk that they put in this game. Like, it's not a whole lot of stuff just to keep you busy. Like, it's actually things I actually want to do.
Right. All the stuff feels a little more meaningful.
Yeah, man. Exactly. The stuff it is. Like, even the stuff you like just collecting stuff, it actually gives you abilities.
Nice.
So yeah, it's the game is just superb, man. Like, whatever year it came out, I kind of want to look to see what I have for my top 10.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I want to see what was it that I had, and yeah, because it's gotta be because I think it would definitely be higher, because I don't think I had it in my. That's the thing. Did I have it in my top 10? I don't think I did, and like, because I literally thought like it was something closer to
Assassin's
because I
Creed.
think I was based off a review I read, and based on a review, it wasn't bad. It was just that it just seemed like it was still closer to like an Assassin's Creed kind of thing, where I like, it seemed like I have fun, but it's not all that. Like it's not super high quality. Maybe it's not. I mean, not that it's high quality, but it's like it's something I can like it's not going to be a game changer for me or nothing. Whereas I think it was Donkey too. Donkey, the way he was playing it too. Yeah. I think he gave me that impression of it. But he's not really into those type of games anyway. I mean, it seems like, but not into it. But like he's like, well, definitely Assassin's Creed games, like anything collectible, but like things like that, he's not. And I think here it was enough for him. Like he's not too high on it. It was okay. But what else have I played? I picked up One Piece Warrior 3 because now it's been on PC for a bit and it's been cheap on PC. But the PC version is so broken, unfortunately, even though that's a place where I can actually use my cheats. But it's just that it's been so broke as like, nah, I want it and I just wait till it's like either cheap on the PS5 initially now. It would have been PS4, but I was like, I don't play my PS4. I don't really have an Xbox console, and it's not on the Game Pass because 4 is the one that always shows up. And I don't want to get 4 because that will spoil the show for me. Because 4 starts where I'm basically at in the show. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't want to play this yet. And then I was really reluctant because it's not subbed. I mean, it's not dubbed. It is subbed. It's not dubbed. So I was really reluctant to get it. Because I probably would have got it at a higher price, honestly. I wouldn't even, like, this was super, I think it was like 4 something on Switch.
Oh wow, okay.
And I was like, I luckily saw it because I had it on my wish list, and I was looking at games, and it was like, hey, this game is on sale, and I was like, oh crap, let me go ahead and get it, and I just picked it up, and I played a couple stages with that. I mean, it's just a basic Warriors game, but just with One Piece added to it, like story stuff to it. So I think it's pretty cool. I wish it was dubbed. I feel like they really went cheap with it. I know some people say like, oh, just because of the popular being, it's just not as popular, which I think it's bullshit. I was like, wait a minute, dude. One Piece is popular. And they could have dubbed this. I think this went cheap with it. because 4 wasn't even dubbed either. And I'm like, nah, man, this game, I think this could have been dubbed. I don't know why they chose not to dub it. But, I mean, I've seen other things be get dubbed that probably doesn't even sell like this. I mean, so I'm like, yeah, I said, man, they could have dubbed this, but whatever. That's the only reason why I want AI for things like this. Like, it's like, hey, if it's never going to get dubbed at all, can you at least have like how Microsoft have not even AI, just have that robot talking, like the readers and shit like that in the games. Like have it so that it can be integrated and that I can just listen because come on, man, you're like, especially the cutscenes part, I can't read it and be playing at the same time. But other than that though, the game is fun. Like it's I mean, if you like Dynasty Warrior games, it's fun. Like I like the cartooniness of it, like with the show and everything. It's just a recreation of the show, like going through the episodes and you just playing through them. And you can play with a lot of the characters. What else? Have I played anything else? No, I don't. Well, I did start. Oh yeah, I did started Death Stranding, like just Death Stranding the director's cut, and I would have to go read to see what's the difference between that because right now I'm not noticing anything. But but yeah, just I haven't really played much because at the beginning there's a lot of cutscenes, so it's not like and plus I just played the parts I already played before. But right now I'm actually trying to learn the story. Like I actually going through with like anytime I have a question about something, I'll ask AI on my phone, like, what does this mean? Or like, why is this guy wearing this mask? Like Die Hard Man. Like learn all this stuff. Even though there's people say like in like a lot of things you'll learn later in the game, but I was like, I want to know it now. Like why I remember and why I care to know right now. So yeah, but yeah, because I'm just thinking like it's just a lot of jargon now. Like if you don't know what this stuff is, it's a whole lot of jargon. Like people just talking, just confusion. Like what the world is. Like what the hell is this? Like why are we doing this? Why is it like this? Um, like things are not really explained all that well now. Man, I know it's probably it's on purpose, but still, it's like it's frustrating. But it's a little easier now since I know what's going on now. Um, yeah, so it's not really much to say on that because I haven't done much. I just got to the point where I'm transporting the body of the president right now, which is near the beginning. Also, I play a little bit of Halo Wars too because I was like, I'm just gonna start this or something like that. And I'm just at the very beginning part two, and I have beaten that game before because now I got the Ultimate Edition, whatever edition you want to call it, with everything. So this is with the DLC. So eventually I'm gonna play that, but I haven't played it so long. I don't remember anything I played of that game, and it's I mean, I just paid the very, very beginning, so I haven't really done no base building yet or anything on the game. But I do like how they make the character, like the enemy, like really more menacing and stuff like that. It's just kind of sad that they just killed him at the beginning of Halo, the latest Halo game, Halo Infinite. Like you don't even fight him; you fight his second in command. It's like all the stuff happened off screen, like with Katana dying or whatever, and yeah, all that stuff happened off screen. That's so weird how they did Halo. Like I don't understand the direction they were going with this game. But the Halo story, I think is pretty good. Like those guys waking up a lot of years later from where they were to like after the war, but it's these Covenant that are not really part of the Covenant. They had broken away, and that's where you get Arcturus is taking over. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I played. So what you play?
For me, it's mostly just been more Pokopia. Still just kind of building out my world and trying to progress through the story. Because anytime I see something online about Pokopia, it's later in the game and somebody's learned a new, move or whatever. And I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to get that. Like I'm sitting here using my Squirtle power to water every square of this. So I got green gardens everywhere. And instead I could just suck down a mouthful of water and spit it out wherever I want and make rivers and streams and all sorts of stuff. I am a little concerned that like if I do that and I kind of mainline it, if I get to the end of the story-esque stuff and then I'm like less motivated to build out these worlds. But even then, like if I just go through the story and I had fun, like then it's worth it to me. But seeing some of the stuff online that people are building, I mean, it's just like Minecraft, right? Where it's like, I don't know that I have the vision in my head to be able to pull off some of this stuff, let alone, the time to gather all these resources and do whatever is needed to do. But I do like checking this stuff out online, kind of ahead of it. I don't know that it's necessarily spoilery stuff, but it definitely is like min-maxing, right? Like finding out better ways to organize your crops and whatnot to better make your environments and everything. But yeah, it's still just kind of the grind of, they either give you a hint or you kind of stumble upon a new habitat. And from there, a new Pokemon comes along, and that Pokemon may, just be a resident there, and you have to keep their comfort level up, or they might be someone that's going to give you a new power or progress you down the storyline. I got this chef's.
Okay, what if you do if the comfort level gets low, what do they start
I
doing?
don't know, because
Just
I've been
pooping
kind of
everywhere?
worried that like if I miss days, much like in Animal Crossing, that they'll like leave or be upset with me when I come back. But even the people that are the lowest level I've seen so far is iffy. Like it's from like iffy to like super satisfied or something like that. And those guys, I go up to them and I talk to them and they tell me why, they're unhappy. And then I, try and fulfill that if I can. And that's kind of the extent of it. So I don't know that there's necessarily like a fail state, which I like because I was worried
Is the
about
time?
that.
Hold up. The timing of the game is based on real time.
Yeah. So when it's dark outside here, it is dark outside in the game. Yeah.
Oh man. So if I have to play in the middle of the night, it's gonna be in the middle of the night. So there are some Pokemon that are up, right?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't noticed that, like certain Pokemon sleep only when it's nighttime. Like to me, they'll go over and crawl in a bed at any hour. It feels like, and it's not like, hey, and I don't know if this happens in Animal Crossing, but like, oh, hey, you can't go in this person's house. They're asleep in bed. Leave them alone. Nah, you can just kind of talk to these guys whenever. They're all kind of out in the open. You're building houses for them.
Oh, like in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
I just go in people's apartments anytime. I mean, like, hey, what's going on?
I mean, if we're going by that, Dominic, it's basically like the unhoused people, because that's what all these Pokemon are right now. They're just living on the streets. So yeah, you could just walk up to them and, bother them, basically. But yeah, I still think so far this is fantastic. I complained a little bit last week about like the way the multiplayer is set up, and I still think that is it's kind of bad. I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, but I was reminded today when we were talking about it while I was playing it. But like when you're game sharing, there's no like straight couch co-op. Either you own two Switch 2s and 2 copies of the game, or you game share, which you can have somebody play on a regular Switch because it's just streaming a portion of the game. But when you're doing that, which is what my daughter's doing, you're locked out of like so much of the stuff. Like for one, you're not game sharing in the game world, like in the storyline game worlds. It's this segmented island of its own, which is probably like a smaller thing, which is probably why they, have you do that, because it's a little area for it to deal with from a power standpoint. And it's kind of very barren. So you're having to kind of ferry in stuff from the main story to get a good like start going of building anything. And then the person that's game sharing with you, like my daughter playing on the original Switch, she can't interact with the Pokemon to get them to follow her. She can give them like a fruit or something, but that's about the extent of that. She can't craft anything. If I craft it and then I like set it down in the world, she can pick it up and put it down and pick stuff up and put stuff down, but that's it. She can't go to like a workbench and create anything. There's just so many, she can't use the computer. It's just so many limitations to it that then make it kind of a compromised experience. And it's like, oh, well, like now I'm not so sure I want to play, from her standpoint, and then it's like, okay, well, here you can play with this. But also from my standpoint, because like I want to be off in my world building stuff and she can help me with that. But I got to be on this little segmented island and just kind of do it here.
Yeah, and that's what I think people used to do in like those other games though. Mm-hmm. Like that's what you would do. They could help you. I thought that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, and I think if you have like 2 copies of the game, if you go to like, you can basically set up your own version of like a Minecraft server, and you can do that.
Oh, okay.
But I can't help but wonder as I'm talking myself through this, if they purposefully gave you kind of a compromised experience to go, oh, I see what the fun is here, but yeah, to sell you another Switch 2 and another copy of that game, which is just like so nefarious. thankfully, I don't think we're quite at that point where, she's going to suggest that. And I'm definitely not going to throw that out there. But,
I'll throw it out there in secret.
Yeah.
And then I'll make it so that she suggests that.
You're just going to be like, oh, man, are you getting a Switch 2 for Christmas? Like, God damn it, Dominic. What are you talking about? Yeah. So that's one of the things that it's kind of like upsets me a little bit about the way that game is. But I like to believe like my use case is relatively rare, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I'm just a guy with a small family that I don't have, I'm not at a point where she's getting her own console or anything like that. So I wonder, like, there's probably dozens of us, Dominic, that something like this affects, but dozens. But also, like, yeah, I mean, you get into like buying two versions of the game, two copies of the game. Then when the reality is, it feels like this is a game I could throw up on the screen and have a non-compromised couch co-op, scenario perfectly fine. But for whatever reason, that's not allowed. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, I think the game is very good, and I think it's only going to get more enjoyable the deeper I get into it and the more mechanics I really open up. Because like I said, some of that stuff that I've seen on the YouTube videos isn't going to necessarily make it so I'm then like an expert at building Poke Mansions or something like that. But it's like, oh, hey, I have control over where the water runs in these places more than I know currently, and there's electricity. I haven't gotten to that stuff yet, but I'm like on the verge of that. I'm like excited for that because then I can start like automating some of this stuff maybe, and then you get into that weird loop where it's like, oh, I just got Pokemon slaving away in the mines, chopping wood for me and making iron ingots or whatever. And did they secretly just make their own PAL world? Is that what we've come to? Pokemon was like, we see what you did. We're just going to take that and make it more family friendly.
Cool. That's cool. I guess this is the way for them, for people, because we're not going to allow PAL world up here on this platform. We don't care.
I wonder, if it's got to come eventually. I feel like I know there's probably some bad blood.
Was that last year I said that, or this year? Was that this year I said Power will appear?
I can't remember. I want to say it was this year that you said.
Yeah, I said one year. Yeah. Anyway, so I guess that's it for the games we played. So we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the flashback segment. And we're back. So now we're flashbacking to 2016, 10 years ago. Not a lot of games out around this time. I mean, games were out, but not a lot to talk about, like big, huge games. But we do got some. We got Pokken Tournament for the Wii U. This was sort of huge.
It was. Because... Or at least we thought it was going to be.
This was the game... This was the game I thought Stadium, was going to be. I thought Stadium, when Pokemon Stadium was announced, and I saw the magazines for the, when I saw the magazines for the Super N64, even when I saw the commercials and stuff like that, I thought it was a fighting game. And I thought it was like you could control the Pokemon
direct control
like a fighting
over,
game.
The Pokemon.
Yes. And I thought it was like, that is awesome. Because it's not going to be the RPG element of what it was on the Game Boy, which that's what I wanted. But this is the next best thing then. I was like, okay, they're fighting, and it's like you control the Pokemon fight. There you go, baby. No, it wasn't. And when I saw somebody playing that, I think at school, who had the game, and I saw them pressing the attack button, I was so angry. I was like, what the hell? Thank God, and I tell my parents to get this game for me, because I would have been so upset. And, man. But, yes, Pokken Tournament was something I wanted years ago. This game, I actually did play it. I think I borrowed it. I don't think I bought it. The Wii U, I borrowed it. I played it. It was okay. I mean, I enjoyed it. I just it just didn't grab me like other fighting games. Anyway, fighting games I seem to drop off pretty fast on but I always have the itch for
Yeah.
it, like honestly, I will probably play this right now just to because I'm just reminded of the game and try it. But I also don't want to pay the price for it because I'm sure it's full price on the Switch, the Switch version
Absolutely.
of it now. But yeah, but I mean, I think it's a cool concept. I mean, it got rated like what is it in the 70s or something? Maybe?
Yeah, it was 70s.
79 on Metacritic. I mean, almost an 80. Well, that's the Nintendo Switch version. I'm sorry. The Wii U version 76. So yeah, that be what I expect. And yeah, I think that's a pretty decent score, and that's what I kind of expected people to go. I mean, it got an 8 out of 10 on IGN. Yeah, I think, and yeah, it was all right. It wasn't like a super great fighting game or anything, but it was fine for what it was. I think I wonder if it was like the amount of Pokemon, because I definitely when I first initially saw it and I played it, I wasn't impressed by the amount of Pokemon you got to choose, especially being that there are over whatever amount there are now. I noticed. We'll put it like this: it's over 100 in just the original game,
Right.
so that's more. That's more than enough to have a lot. And I guess they chose some of the ones that look like fighters and stuff, but I wish they would be like more creative. Like even if you play the ones that don't look like your traditional fighting Pokemon, you'll have just something going on. Like honestly, they could do a lot with this if they wanted to. If Nintendo wanted to really back this and back the guys to create a nice fighting game that was based on Pokemon, it could be done. And I think that's what's more frustrating for me is that they don't. And it's like, I wish, and I know in this time, I doubt I would ever get anything like that. But I feel like there was a time that this could have happened and they could invest in, and the investment would have paid off, that they could have done something huge with this. And they didn't. And that kind of sucks. But yeah, but hey, for them, but the announcement of this was big. I thought I was pretty excited for it, even though I didn't have a Wii U at the time. But I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, oh shit, they finally doing what I thought it should have done some time ago. Yeah, so Pokken tournament. What else we got
Crazy
here?
that we got Pokemon.
You want to put Hyper?
No, not Hyper.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's crazy that we got Pokemon Cross Tekken before we got Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, we got Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but we still haven't gotten the other one.
It's crazy.
All right, so now, Darren, you want to do Hyper Dimension Neptunia?
No, if this was the one that you had
which
played,
one I played, Daniel.
It wasn't this one, or at least I don't think it was, based on the cover.
I don't think it was. I don't remember the U, because I definitely don't remember the U.
God, there are so many of them. Like I'm just looking at the list of them, and I'm like, which one did he play?
I mean, the concept of like being worlds kind of based on the gaming systems, that it's kind of cool. But then when you get to the whole itchy-ness of it, which is, I forgot what that word meant now. I know it's something very sexual, but it gets a little. I mean, look, you into what you into, man. But it's weird. All right,
How dare you?
But okay, yeah. Hey, that should even make it better to be into that stuff. I just think you should keep it private. That's what I'm saying. I'd say that's why I always get confused. But some of these weird stuff that people now they want to be all open about. I feel like doesn't that take away from actually what makes it
illicit?
What it is like that?
No, that's just your shame, King Dominic.
Whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I would think. All right. What we got? Day of the Tentacle remaster came out. Even though this is a remaster, this is a huge deal because when this was announced, I mean, I was really giddy for this because this was a game that I grew up with. I really enjoyed, and for it to be played again in the remastered way by the guys who did make it, by some of the guys who did do it, and it was great just to yeah, to get a chance with that, and for other people to also experience.
And they did have like redrawn
and,
visuals
like,
too, right? It wasn't just like
yeah,
up-res,
it did.
so,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It did that. Yeah, just like it did with the other games, like the motorcycle one and the one that before this one that was done. I'm gonna say Luchador,
Grim
not Luchador,
Fandango,
but the
right?
yeah, Grim Fandango. Your favorite your favorite Mexican holiday.
I'm not gonna say it just for you, Dominic.
But yes, it was I mean, the remaster. I mean, it was basically the original game, but visually it was like had that redrawn, really clean look to it. But you also just switch back to the original one too, and so that was really cool that they've done that. And yeah, good on them, man. And yeah, and thing is, I was surprised how much I remembered how to do all the puzzles like in that game, like to figure out all the stuff in that game. Like it just came to memory like that. I was like, oh my god, it's like I was just in the past again, man, just playing on the PC. And this was a DOS game, man. I used to always had when I initially had to load the game up, always had a hard time because I was always like, how do you do this DOS from Windows? And I always get my dad to do it sometimes. Then I finally figured it out. It was I just remember those days. And I remember those days sometimes load up a game and then, hey, I don't hear any sound. Like the sound is not coming through the speakers, but I can see the words. Yeah. It's like this isn't happy for it. I didn't know what to do. Oh man, PCs were hell back then. Sometimes,
oh my god, they really were. I always I hear older guys talk about that stuff, and I vaguely remember it was probably near the beginning / end of that where I came into it, right? Where there was still some oh, you have to set up the sound card properly to get your sound to come out. And you have to dedicate resources to it, some nonsense like that. But you hear a guy like Jeff Gersman talking about doing it. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess I did have to do that, didn't I? It's so crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what consoles were, what they were, man. Like people, it was easier just to do things. And that's the simplification of just starting a game is what is really the big thing about consoles. That was a huge thing. We're playing games. All right. So that is it for 2016. Then we're going back 20 years. 20 years, man. And Daniel did not want to talk about Metro Prime Hunters. I'm just going to mention it, though. Metro Prime Hunters did come on the DS. That was Was that the first? This is the first Metro game on DS?
I'm trying to think. I want to say Pinball came out before this, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, darn, I feel like maybe you're right. I almost feel like that is an older
Shockingly,
game.
I do not see Metroid Prime Pinball included in the story chronology on this Wikipedia page for Metroid, so I don't know. But I think Hunters is the one that came...
Sonic Spinball was.
I think Hunters is the one that a demo came with the... as a pack-in demo came with the original DS. And I want to say that's probably why I didn't end up playing it, because I played that demo and I didn't think it controlled very good.
Oh, okay.
Because that was very much like a use the stylus as kind of a mouse pointer on the bottom screen, basically, but you were on the top screen. I don't know. It's something that maybe nowadays I might be a little more forgiving about, but at the time I was very much like, this is not working. I've definitely felt like the feeling towards this game has definitely become more positive since back then. But I mean, it didn't get bad scores back then. Metacritic has it at an 85, a 9 out of 10 on IGN. I'm kind of surprised that I didn't kind of fall into this more. Even an 8.5 from Game Informer and 8 from Eurogamer.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, this is actually good.
Yeah,
this is actually good.
I might have to go back and revisit this.
Yeah, stop your hating.
I don't know. Now I have like this hatred because this is where like Silax or whatever his name from Metroid Prime 4 came from. And it's like, the associations with that. Every time I'm going to see him, I'm thinking of Prime 4.
It's got to be like a better PC version of Control.
Oh,
so
yeah, I'm sure
enjoy that more.
that there's some DS emulator that looks better and controls with the mouse or something that works perfectly.
So that came out. Also, and that is like in the chronological. It's like not counting the manga. It's like number 3. Because Metroid Zero Mission is the first one, which I still thought that came out after the Prime stuff, because I thought Prime was supposed to be like, oh, this is the early Metroid. And that I'm actually, because I didn't know the story of like Metroid 4, so that taking place so late in the Metroid games, like as far as chronologically, it's like near the bottom 3, because I'm like, this shouldn't be called Metroid Prime anymore.
Right.
If you're at that point, it needs to be it needs to be called Metroid, whatever you want to call it.
Alpha.
All right. So what else we got here? Anything else before I get to this game? I guess that's it. Better Get Acid 2 came on the PSP. That is big for some people, just not for us. I guess Tetris DS is kind of a big deal. And The Godfather of the game, that's a huge deal, Daniel. This movie won the Oscar.
Let me tell you, Dominic, they should have called this The Godfather 2 the game. Or no, sorry, The Godfather 3 the game. Godfather 2 is the best one.
3 the game, yeah.
I still...
what did this get rated? What did The Godfather...
The game, what did it get rated? Let's see. I gotta scroll through a lot of... Okay.
Oh, 72.
That's surprisingly
72 on
not,
PC.
Not bad. 77 on Wii? I didn't even know this game came out on the Wii.
I did not know it came on the Wii either. Did Scarface come to the Wii?
I doubt it.
They had Scarface and this. Good God, yo.
I think I probably need to go
awesome.
back and watch The Godfather at some point, because I think when I watched all of those movies, I got them from Netflix. 2 is obviously like head and shoulders above the other 2, but I think I actually enjoyed...
That's the one I haven't finished.
Really? Wow. But like, I think I enjoyed 3 more than I enjoyed 1. 1 was just a little too slow for my teenage brain at the time, I think.
I watched 1 because that actually was my project for English, which I did finish. And you're supposed to you watch a movie and then you read the book and then you do the themes. What's the different themes of each one?
Jurassic Park
in the paper. And the reason I failed is because I passed my paper in so late. Yeah. To the point I probably shouldn't even bother to pass it in, because my main points he took off of it. I had a passing grade, but the main points he took off of it, man, I think it was down in the teens, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. But that's when I first watched the movie back in 11th grade, and I liked it. And then eventually I did try to watch 2, but I just didn't get through it for whatever reason. One day I will. I never did watch 3. Yeah, I never did watch 3. So yeah, I wasn't in the game. I remember a guy shamed me. I don't know, it was one of my sister's friends, I think. And it's like, you never seen The Godfather? Oh yeah, my sister's ex. I remember because I think it was like at the movies he had, and I said, "Oh, The Godfather, I never seen." He said, "You never seen The Godfather? You never see? You gotta see that. You can't not watch that." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, I always knew it was big. I just never really thought. I always thought like, I knew it was big as I was young, but I just think it was like, oh, it's so past the time. I can't. It's no point in watching it anymore. I thought it was like old, like Gone with the Wind old or some shit. So that's why I never paid attention. Like really, like I just knew like some of the stuff, but I just thought it was like super super old. But I was like, oh, it's still kind of watchable, because like I can't go watch Dawn of the Wind. Probably. I said I don't think I can watch that. Plus, it's a love story, and I'm not really big on love stories. At least like old love stories. Anyway. That came out. Me and My Katamari on PSP. I guess that's. I guess that's a big. It sounds like that's just be a big deal. But
it was on the PSP, Dominic. Nothing on the PSP was big.
Yeah. Is Sudoku
You would
5
have to
not a big
tell me
deal?
about that.
RPG?
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, it's 75. It's 75, so it's not that big a deal. And I guess but
Hold on,
the
Dominic. There's
Beautiful Joe Red Hot
Ah,
Rumble.
yes, the death of the.
That'd be,
But that was also the PSP version, so I wonder if the other one already came
it came
out.
out game, but they both like 60s, man. They're
nope,
not
that was
good.
the death of the series. I did forget this very large one here, though, Dominic. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Essentials for the PSP.
Yeah, so is this like different missions?
I think it was kind of like a here's a dream scenario where there's like a level from the first game and a level from the second. But it was.
But they got the ball. Tom
I was going to say, but it was
Tom
based
Clancy.
around.
They got the ball,
it was based around that Sam Fisher.
in here.
But yeah, scores 58 on Metacritic, 5.8 on GameSpot, 6.3 on IGN.
He's got an edge to him. He's got a little edge to him.
I don't need my Sam Fisher
talking about
edgy.
the edges on his shape up or anything, because I don't think he really got good edges up there.
It's all right. Say, come on, man. That's
yeah. We actually think it's better.
We have difficulty.
That means he didn't do it. If he did that himself,
Okay.
man. I mean, damn, he a good barber, man. Because I feel like, but then again, did they? No, they didn't. They don't cut your hair in prison. That's military. So I don't know what the fuck what was up with that. And he probably didn't use a buzzer then. That means he used a straight edge.
Do you
or a made up edge, like whatever with the.
That's a question I have now that you said it, Dominic. Like in prison, I assume they have barbers.
I think they have. They
don't force you to cut your hair, but like, there's got to be ways to like. I'm getting a little scrappy looking. I would like to look nice. Or if it's like, nope, you two guys have to do it yourselves.
I don't know how to do a manscaping though. Like manscaping, I don't.
Do they have waxing there though?
For that though.
Is that only in like the Ghislaine Maxwell level prisons where you can get that done? The Brazilians and whatnot. These are the things they did. Right, they did not cover this in Oz, Dominic.
No, they didn't. They did not. But the big game that came out 20 years ago, which I'm just like, man, it's been 20 years since this game came out. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Ridiculous.
Like, this was huge. This is actually the first time I really, well, no, I wouldn't say this is the first time I really knew Elder Scrolls, but it was the first time I actually really pay attention to it because it was on the consoles. Even though 3 was technically on the Xbox, but it was on the Xbox, and I was kind of a PlayStation guy, and it wasn't on PlayStation, so I didn't care. And it seemed still very to me, I always thought of it like a PC game. So I didn't think of, because I was still, at that point in my life, I was still more of JRPG kind of guy because of Final Fantasy. So I wasn't fully on board. Like, I wasn't even a BioWare guy yet. You know, the BioWare really was the Star Wars I was looking at, but I didn't really know their history. So yeah, because I read the cover story on Game Informer. So that's why I was like, man, this game looks really good. And I knew it was coming to PS3 also, just later. But 360 was, where it initially was coming on, and of course the Windows PC. But yeah, I used to hear the graphics, and then I knew that Captain Picard was a voice actor in there, and he was the king and whatever. And I knew this open world setting, and you could do all these things, and it just sounded really cool. Even though technically, I guess the other game was too. But then again, no, the other game I think is technically open world-ish, but you can go. But it was like loading screens, And here it was like an open world. Yeah, there are loading screens, but the overall world and stuff is open, and it's like, man, that's like for RPG elements and things of that nature. That was huge for me, and I was like, wow, I do want to play this. I was kind of jealous I couldn't really play this game when this came out, man. And I mean, this was the start of how really when Bethesda really became to the mainstream, really, because the PC is a niche, and I mean it's huge up there, but this is when it came out to the people, like to console players, and then everybody, they started looking at Bethesda now, and then that's when eventually we heard about Fallout. Then man, it went crazy from this. This is the start of the how Bethesda really just got really huge in the gaming industry. I know some people argue like, oh, it was always huge. No, it's like PC is a niche, man. It's a niche. I mean, and it's not like it's a bad thing. God damn, man, the guys make they made money. Yeah, it's like a lot of people, some people take offense to certain things, but yeah, it became like huge because people like me got to know what it is.
Exactly. I mean,
and I
was the first one for me. I got my Xbox 360 and I was like, oh man, Oblivion's coming out, even though I had like no real interest. I had a fading interest in Morrowind, but I never had a PC that could really run it. And then I saw this and I was like, oh man. And then I get into it and you got a bunny jump everywhere to raise your stats. And I was like, okay, maybe this isn't good for me. When they borrowed it from you, and thing is, my dad actually played it because he had it on PC, and he was always talking about it, so that really made me want to get it too. So when I eventually did get a 360, I borrowed the game from you, and I just didn't like the way he had to level up. But I still went through that game. I still went through it because like I'm a story-driven RPG kind of guy, so just being in that world, the world building element of it, and talking to people and stuff. That got me going. The gameplay wasn't like super great or anything. It was good enough, but I just didn't like the level up system. But I was always jumping. Just thinking about it. I was just always just jumping in the air and thinking like just to get like the to raise my stats. And I forgot what the stat was for that. But anyway, just it's like. I guess the idea of like, you leveling up what you do, because that makes sense, because you get more experience or you do something. So if you specifically use a sword and some one-handed sword, you're going to level up the one-handed sword and you turn the sword or whatever. But it's like, at the end of the day, I don't know about that. Like, I say, nah. Especially like the jumping element part. I say, you know what? For weapons, I probably could get down with that. It kind of makes sense.
But for just running and doing other things, no, that you don't need to do that. But other than that, man, this game was well done. It was great. I mean, it won some Game of the Years for this year, for the 2006. Man, it was high. I mean, 94 and Metacritic for 360, 94 on PC. Eventually came to PS3. I think like the next year, and like it got 93 up there. Because I don't think it was a launch game on PS3. I can say that. I don't remember that. But it's actually I can see right here when it came on PS3.
It was broke as shit.
It came March 20 of 2007. A year later. Exactly a year later. Like literally. Like not even like I mean I can see a year later, but I just to be the exact date, that's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. That means it can't be a Tuesday then. Somebody wasn't a Tuesday. Man, that good on this man. I kind of I still want to play that remaster they had last year. But it's just so many games, man. Too many games. All right, what we got here? Where am I at here? So that's it for 2006. We got I guess one game for 30 years ago, 1996. This is huge. Resident Evil came out for the PlayStation 1. And was this Japan? This was Japan initial date for it?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yes, Japan. And it came to North America not that long though. April 1st.
Okay.
It came to North America. So it wasn't that long a wait. So Resident Evil, man, the biggest survival game, horror game ever. I mean, this is the game started out this is the game my sister really introduced me with the PlayStation really on. Like this is like one of the early games I played on PlayStation. And I did not know there was a horror genre. This is the first time I been introduced to a horror genre. I never knew you could be scared of games. Never knew. So I'm playing this game like a regular game. And I was like, oh, the control's a little weird. Like, so this feels like Resident Evil. Not Resident Evil. Feels like Tomb Raider. Because the kind of controls were kind of like that shiftiness to it. stuff like that. Which is funny. It works for Resident Evil because of the survival hardness of it. But for Tomb Raider, it's like an action game. I don't know why you're walking like this. But anyway, thing is, yeah, I still was scared. I was just walking around. I didn't get scared until I walked down the hallway. The dogs jumped out. And I was like, what the hell? I said, whoa. I said, what the hell what was that? I said, like, Jesus. I said, oh, crap. Yeah, and then trying to shoot it. It was all, because it was kind of weird controls, and I think I died the first time, but then, like, I started playing some more of it, and then I was, oh my goodness. I said, this game is scary, man. And it was always in the back of my mind, this game is like, wow, games could be this scary. And I tried to play it. It's like, man, this is a little too scary for me. And then but eventually I did beat 2. Well, 2 as Claire. And the only reason I beat is because I always played with somebody. And I took it to my grandma's, and the kids will all come back and watch me play. And that's how I got through that game, because I play by myself, but I play either my cousins watching, or like a whole bunch of my cousins would just sit there and watch. And they even mentioned it. Like, I think I went there last summer about Stu. I remember Dolly coming out with PlayStation. We all just watching him play that scary game. It's that scary game in the back room and everything. And it was like, oh yeah. I said, darn, man. But Resident Evil 1, yeah. I mean, this is huge. I mean, was when he started off, and it's not even like the first one. I mean, on PlayStation, I think. I want to say, was it Alone in the Dark before this one?
Yeah, I think that's really kind of the first one. Yeah, I think
it was. It was a game called Alone in the Dark. And that's the only reason I knew about Alone in the Dark was because of Resident Evil. Like that was the only reason, because I was just looking at like Howard Genre Games, and they said that. But yeah, it was something about, I don't know, I wonder why, how did this become huge? Like, why was it Alone in the Dark? Like, I don't know. But this is what my sister, she always just talked about Resident Evil, man. She always just talked about Resident Evil. Like she just called me some days ago asking me did I play 9? And I had to remind her. I said, look, man, I don't play these games anymore. Awesome. Like now they're too real.
Yeah.
So now they're more real. It's like now I'm actually thinking like I might have a heart attack. I might have to go to the hospital if I play these games now. Like it might literally have to go to the hospital, and because I feel like something's going to happen.
Yes,
like,
but have you watched Markiplier play Resident Evil 9? That's the real question.
I haven't watched Markiplier play a game in a long time. There's quite a few games. Like the last time I seen him play, the last Resident Evil I seen him play was 7. Yeah. Like that was the only one.
He's a successful director now. He doesn't have time to play these games.
Yeah, man. Congratulations on his movie, man. Like,
that's crazy.
Like, good for him.
Yeah, I think the crazy thing is, Resident Evil might be. I was gonna say the first PlayStation game I ever played, but that's not true. But it was the first PlayStation game that I played in my house, I think, because I borrowed the director's cut from a friend to test out the Bleem emulator for the PC. Do you remember when they used to sell that thing?
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't think I bought. But I definitely downloaded it and I tried Resident Evil, and man, it's not that scary when it's like a slideshow, basically. I did not get very far in there. I think I got to the point where you get to the first zombie that turns around in the cutscene in the hallway, and that was about the extent of it. But yeah, that was definitely I used that game to experiment. And then, of course, once the GameCube remake came out, I played through that whole thing. And yeah, that thing was way too realistic. And I'm thinking, look at this cover right here I like this cover on here on Resident Evil, meaning on Wikipedia of Resident Evil. And I remember my sister, she had to get, this is when PlayStation had those long, like, cases. It wasn't a CD case, like a regular CD case. They had those big, long cases. Like, it had, that's where the ridges were on the side. Like they just have it like photographing the thing, whatever. Like it's there. Yeah, like I was like, oh yeah, those old PlayStation cases. It's like, oh god, I remember those. Yeah. Because what was it? It was another media that used those cases that actually was video. Was it
was it like what they used to call that? Like I think it was CD movies that did it, but they call it something. Oh man, this is all before like DVDs, and yeah, they didn't become a thing though. Like they didn't become popular, but I remember seeing them because they were in like small cases or anything, or they were in weird cases like that.
Yeah.
That was even different from a DVD.
Yeah, because at first you had me thinking of like the CDs when you would buy the CDs and they'd be in regular CD cases inside them, but they would have like the long box with them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, now I remember the ridges. I completely forgot about the ridges.
Yep, because even the Saturn, their cases were long. Like they were, nobody had like normal CD cases until PlayStation started doing it. They started doing it later. All right. Yeah, so that's it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, get to the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. Let's get to the gaming news, man. What's going on in the gaming
All right,
world?
I don't think there's too much here, Dominic, but there's some pretty big stuff. Well, there's one definitely big thing. And then first news story I got here, Nintendo has added a boost mode to the Nintendo Switch 2, which basically runs Switch 1 games in their docked mode instead of what they would be in handheld mode. So you get a higher resolution typically. Now this comes at like what people have tested about a 20% battery life reduction, but I am definitely glad that they're finally taking this step to like have these games run better, because like, it's like I tell you, there's a lot of times where like I play a Switch 1 game and I'm like, man, it's too blurry. It's not enjoyable anymore to play it on the Switch 2. Like obviously the Switch 2 has a bigger screen and is more comfortable to hold. So like I want to use that over the Switch 1, but some of those games just still look better on the Switch 1 because of that resolution change. And having them add this finally is like, okay, yeah, I'll take that battery hit if that means if I want to go back and revisit Inside, or if I want to play the BioShock trilogy on the Switch, it's not going to look kind of like a bit of a muddy mess. So yeah, I'm happy they finally added that.
So you saying this? So now like they add this. You say I can just play it on like my Switch 2 on handheld mode. It will look better now.
Yeah, because what it's doing is it's basically making the Switch 1 game think it's running docked, so it's giving a little more power to that and running at a higher resolution. Yeah. Now this is a setting that you have to turn on and opt into. So if you want that, you got to go into your system settings and turn it on. But I'm definitely here for it. I haven't tested it yet. What did I boot up? I booted up something just to see if I noticed the difference. Oh, I booted up Skyward Sword just to see if I noticed the difference. But I don't know if that got like an unofficial or, like not a full upgrade thing, or if it did get a Switch 2 kind of.
Yeah, because that one you had to pay
bump.
for. Oh no, that's Skyward Sword. I'm sorry, that's Skyward Sword. I'm thinking about the other.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but those were free with the Nintendo Online thing. So I've seen them and they definitely are an improvement over that. But I don't remember Skyward Sword looking bad on the Switch 2 prior to it. And I don't know if that's just an art style thing because it is kind of already a little bit soft generally, because it's got that like watercolory feel to it. So I was going to jump into Inside and see if it still looked as soft as it did before, or if it firmed it up a little bit. So yeah, I'm glad they're giving that option, even if it's not something that, it's not necessary, but at least they're doing that. Cause I definitely read some stories about, I think it was, Xenogears. It's like, oh, this actually looks good now, compared to what it was before.
Xenogears
or Xeno Saga. Sorry, I always confuse those. Yeah, Xeno Saga.
Just a single. yeah. You know, it's Chronicles. I
Yeah,
forgot what it's.
yeah,
Oh
that
man.
one. Which, yeah, that one. That anime game.
Yeah, anime.
All right, Dominic, and
Oh yeah. I gotta check out
which one?
the the Dynasty Warriors one, the
Oh
Warriors,
yeah.
Hyrule Warrior. Yeah, because that one was like
Mhm.
blurry and like I wonder if that looks better now in the
I think I
handheld
did
mode.
see because I just searched. I think it was this morning. I searched like best games that it's noticeable with the boost mode, and I think somebody did mention the Hyrule Warriors being a good example of getting a little more
Oh,
out of
good,
this.
good.
So yeah, I'd love to see what what it makes out for you. If it actually worked.
Yeah.
All right, Dominic, and then this is kind of the biggest news of the week. Nvidia had
Oh, hold on.
okay.
Before you get to that news, because there is some because yeah, since that's the only news you had, like there was an update for the PlayStation Portal
Oh, okay.
where now you can play 1080. They said 1080p
Okay.
streaming,
Nice.
which I didn't
It
know.
wasn't.
I wonder what it was before.
I'm guessing like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
720.
yeah. And I'm guessing, and when I played it, did I see a different? I couldn't really tell.
That's because you got old man eyes, Dominic.
It's like I wish I had to see. Yeah, I couldn't really tell what the difference. Yeah. I'm trying to look up to see what it was before PlayStation streaming or streaming resolution. I'm trying to type with one hand here.
It looks like it might have been 720.
Portal.
But that seems odd
Um,
if the screen. It makes me wonder what that screen is. Like, is that a 1080p screen? And you've always just been kind of upsampling,
Yeah.
or is it a 720
They said,
screen and you're
multi-
now downsampling?
So the PlayStation Portal. No, that's just regular PlayStation blogging news. Said, okay, is it the said yeah 1080p quality mode during remote and cloud streaming. The new mode players enjoy higher bit rates standard. Well, they don't want to tell me what it was before. Okay, fine. But yeah, I guess that's what it is. Yeah, I did. Yeah, darn it, I didn't realize it was that was lower before.
I wonder now, like
But
you've said, you've played it since then. I wonder if it's something that you have to turn on, just like with the
oh no, I had to do an update. I had to do an
right,
update.
but I wonder if after that update,
like,
if you have to then go into the settings specifically and change that resolution or not.
Oh, to turn it
Yeah.
on. Oh, you know what Oh yeah, I think you do. But I when I looked at it, it did say it was already up there for
Okay,
1080p.
gotcha.
So I mean that's cool. I was hoping they added some more games because I still don't see God of War up there because I wanted to play that, like the original God of War that was on a PlayStation streaming. I still find it weird that there's only select amount of games you can stream to the
It's
portal,
definitely odd.
but you can play them on the PC or the PlayStation 5 or 4 or whatever you got. It's so I don't understand that. I don't know why it's just not everything. You have it. I mean, this is not a case of like it's not in the streaming or it's not on the service yet. It is on the service. It's just like oh my god, it makes my head hurt, Daniel. It's just because I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Like why that's the case. But yeah, whatever. Yes. What else is I'm trying to see some of the news before we get into this one because I want this to be like the end of the news kind of thing we talk about. Let's see. We got some layoffs at Crystal Dynamics. That's bad news. But they remain fully committed to its new Tomb Raider projects though. So we're still getting them, Daniel.
Yeah, which
and then right after that comes out, it's gonna be more layoffs. It's gonna be more.
Well, yeah, I started to look at that one. Actually, there was the Ubisoft, Rainbow Six Red Storm developer, kind of having like mass layoffs. I did actually mean to put that on there. The Crystal Dynamics one, I think they said it was like 10 or 20 people. So I was less inclined to bring that one up.
Oh, okay.
Just because it feels like every week we're talking about that stuff, and it's not necessarily a bad thing that we're talking about it, because like that's the reality of what video games are.
Usually the big numbers, because you can talk about it probably every.
That's the problem. It just feels like how many times
yeah.
can I say, man, this industry needs to change because there's something broken about it. There's 20 more people. Yeah, they're changing. Introducing more AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Red Storm one feels a little crazier because it doesn't sound like they've closed that studio necessarily, but it sounds like there were more significant cuts there. And those are the people that I always kind of think of when I think of is Rainbow Six or Ghost Recon. I feel like now I'm doubting myself. It might be Ghost Recon. That was mostly.
You said Red Storm, so I don't know which one is. I never heard of that one.
Entertainment. Yeah, Rainbow Six.
Is there a new Rainbow Six?
They were the ones that always were developing Rainbow Six for Ubisoft.
Oh, they are. That's what they call it.
Yeah, Red Storm. Yeah, Red Storm Entertainment.
Okay.
And they were based out of Cary, North Carolina, which is also where Epic is. So hopefully everybody that leaves there can go work on Fortnite. Jesus. I didn't realize there were more companies down in Cary.
The BAFTA had their Game Awards. No controversies, I think, happened at this one.
No one shouting out the N-word.
Yeah. But the best game, of course, guess what it is?
Something British.
Mario.
Oh, that's not British.
Mario Kart. Sorry, it's like, no, Claire Obscure. Even though technically Claire Obscure is not British either, that's French, but it's close. It's close enough for them, I guess.
Any European port in a storm,
Claire Obscure Expedition 33 won the Game of the Year. No. Wait, maybe time out. Actually, is it over? I think it's just the nominees. They said the British Academy Awards honored the best, the brightest film, television, blah blah blah. Nominees for 2026 Gaming Awards have been revealed. Okay. Never mind. Nobody's won yet. Oh, nobody won yet. Yeah, they haven't done it. Oh, good. Hey, our Game Awards aren't that late then.
Exactly. See,
like
there's a method to our madness.
So the nominees are Expedition 33, Arc Raiders, Blueprints, Dispatch, Ghost of Yotai, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Wow, so they really giving that game again just for PlayStation.
Is that what they're doing?
I don't
or are
see
they
that
one
usually.
Of those where it's like this time to this time, maybe?
I mean, when did that game come out? I felt like it would have been last year.
Yeah, because that was... let's see. Indiana Jones...
I would. Yeah,
when did that release?
Yeah, maybe at the time.
Came out December 2024. So, yeah, it feels like this.
Maybe it did miss it. Maybe it did miss it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it did miss it for it.
Yeah, because when did or has is that out now on the PlayStation? Some reason.
Yeah, I thought the Switch version was the one that wasn't. Oh, wait a minute.
I think you're
no Indiana Jones.
Right. I know. I can add it to my cart. It's on sale right now on the PlayStation. Just give me a date. That's what I like about
the
Nintendo.
Game trial. Yeah, it came out. Yeah, the game trial. Yeah, because it's a sale right now.
I like Nintendo's. It just tells me what date it came on their store.
Yeah, I like that too. About that, there's a few things. Yeah, that's one of the very few things that I like about the online thing.
There's the wiki when you need it. There it is. Came out April
17th.
Okay. Of last year. Jesus.
So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, of last year. Yeah.
Like you said, the Switch one's coming out.
So, yeah. There. I think did I leave Game Informer? No, I didn't. That's right here. Okay. All right. So for animation, they got a category for animation: Battlefield 6, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Dispatch, Ghost of Yotai, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. I find it funny that Claire Obscura is not in here, and that's like it kind of makes sense. I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely not the
it's an alright
best.
looking game, but yeah.
I mean, that's what I said upon first
But
playing it. Like, it looks nice, but at the same time, you can see all the corners that were cut because it was a small studio.
Yeah, because exactly the artistic style of the game that's different, which it does have a nomination for. Clear Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Dispatch, Ghost of Yotai, Hollow Knight Silk Song, and South of Midnight got nominated. And yeah, I think that's nominated for that. That's South of Midnight definitely be up there. Audio achievement: Arc Raiders, Clear Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Dispatch, Ghost of Yotai, Indiana Jones: The Great Circle. Audio achievement. I'm trying to think. Is it sound as in like sound effects, or do I see a category for music?
I would say like
there is a music category.
Okay. I was going to say all encompassing, but yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, so this could be sound effects then. I'm curious how they choose that, especially for like Clear Obscure. I'm trying to think what sounds in the game. Like I like the music, but I'm trying to think of like just sounds itself.
These grunts sound really good.
The swords clinking. British. Oh look, British game. They have a British game category.
There you go. That's smart. At least they don't just like bastardize the game of the year by making it British games.
Yeah. Atomfall, Citizen Sleeper 2, Mafia: The Old Country, Monument Valley 3, Power Wash Simulator 2, and 2 Point Museum. I did not know Power Wash Simulator 2 was a British game.
I was surprised by that too.
I will not. I didn't know they power wash over there. Honestly, I mean, what?
The joke is they don't. They definitely don't power wash their teeth, right? Aha, got them.
Man, so these are games I have to avoid, Daniel, because I don't like the British. So I was joking. But I guess Grand Theft Auto is going to win. Is that considered a British game? That got to be considered British. Is it done in London? Even though I know the guys are, it is in London, right? I mean, not London, but
in England, I believe.
Maybe it's London. I'm assuming. I don't know. But it is on that. It is in that country, so I guess it would be a British game. Yeah. Debut game: Blueprints, Clear Obscure, Kasumi. That sounds like one of those sex games I've seen.
No.
As a title.
It's an eating disorder game, basically.
What's this? Despelote?
Yeah, Despelote.
Or a Dispatch and the Midnight Walk. Midnight Walk.
That's that creepy, like claymation looking one. That looks like Coraline or a movie like that.
Oh, gotcha. Evolving game. Best evolving game. I guess it's like best continued game on like with Jeff Keighley. His awards like Fallout 76, Helldivers 2, Hitman: World of Assassination, No Man's Sky, Vampire Survivors, and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Wow, Space Marine 2, really? Okay. Best family game: Donkey Kong Bonanza, Is This Seat Taken? Lego Party, Mario Kart World, Power Wash Simulator 2, and 2 Point Museum. And Games Beyond Entertainment, The Alters. Wow, I haven't heard. You know what? The Alters I thought would be a game when it was announced, like a game of the year type of game. I didn't really hear much about it.
Yeah.
And Roger. What was And Roger?
And Roger is like a small indie game about, I think, basically loss. I think it's about like losing a relative or something like that.
Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector, Kasumi, Despelote, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, They say I wonder why is this beyond entertainment? Like what?
I think it's like
What does that
like
mean?
more of an impact on you as like a human. Like I don't know about the alters and Citizen Sleeper and Stalker really, but like Consume Me, like I said, is about
Well, it says hard of
kind of
Chernobyl.
eating
Chernobyl is enough. I
disorders.
can see them doing something.
Despelote was about like growing up in I want to say it was like South America or somewhere like that, like Brazil.
Okay.
It's very much like stories beyond the just like normal video games.
Okay. Yeah. Um, game design Ball Pit. Wow, Ball Pit was not in Game of the Year. Boo.
They
Ball
just don't
Pit,
know, man.
Blueprints, Clear Obscure, Expedition, 33, Ghost of Yotai, Hades 2, Split Fiction. Multiplayer, Arc Raiders, Dune Awakening, Elden Ring, Night Ring, Lego Party, Peak, in Split Fiction. Music, Clear Obscure, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Dispatch, Ghost of Yotai, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, and Indiana Jones Great Circle. Best Narrative, The Alters, Blueprints, Clear Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Indiana Jones, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. New intellectual property. What is the difference between? I guess
Like new
it's
debut
not. Yeah, I
versus
guess
intellectual property.
if there was an Indiana Jones new game, this would not be part of this
Yeah,
category. Then,
I'm
right?
guessing,
I
yeah.
guess like something like that, or there was a oh, this is a brand new like Mickey Mouse and the whatever, and it's like, yeah, it's not a new intellectual property, but it will be a new
Yeah.
game or something,
Or so far
okay,
as like debut would be you know, the studio versus intellectual property is like the series that they're making, right? So you could have like
okay, yeah, all right,
the
yeah,
Claire Obscure
that's a better way
developers
to
still
explain it.
be in new intellectual property. If they didn't make Claire Obscure 2, they made Jackson Not Obscure, Not Expedition
Yeah,
77, and then, you know, but they wouldn't appear in debut.
all right. So the Alters, Arc Raiders, Claire Obscure, Dispatch, South of Midnight, Split Fiction, Performer. In the leading role, you got Aaron Paul for Dispatch. You got Ben Starr for Clear Obscure. You got Erica Ishii for Ghost of Yotai. You got Tom McKay for Kingdom Come Deliverance. You got Troy Baker for Indiana Jones, and they even got supporting roles in here. That's cool. They got Alex Wilton Regan for Liza P. He's Leia
Man, they got
LaFlorence.
Liza P on here? I wonder if that's like the DLC.
And Charlie Cox for who was
Yeah.
Gustav in Clear
The
Obscure.
old Daredevil.
Which is so funny is that I would well have thought he would be lead based on me
Yeah.
like if I didn't play the whole game. Jeffrey Wright in Dispatch. You got Christy Ryder for Clear Obscure. You got Troy Baker for Death Stranding 2.
I saw Christy Ryder
Technical
and I
achievement.
read that as Kirby Riders, and I was like, they're nominating a voice actor for Kirby Riders?
Now, here's the thing. Like, in video games, they don't separate men and women's. They just put them together. I mean, and I'm okay with that. Now, but I'm also okay them not changing that also in the
Yeah.
Oscars or something like that.
I mean,
either.
we've had over the past couple of years that change like in nomenclature, right? Where we just call everybody an actor. Although I feel like the Oscars still does refer to them as actress, right? Like best actress.
Yeah, they
It's
still
not
call
like
them
best
actors.
female
Yes.
actor or something like that.
Yeah, I think I don't think they say best actress. Yeah, I think they say I think they do say best.
Oh, really? I thought
female
they
actor.
were
I think-
saying. I was.
You think they still say
I
actress?
thought I saw
They still
that
say
because I
actress?
thought I looked it up recently.
I thought we were allowed to do that.
That's
'Cause
why I
always
was
felt bad, Daniel.
surprised.
Now I should feel bad.
Oscars results. Yeah, and part of me is like, yeah, I think it would make sense to combine those categories, but at the same time, like, who's against just having more winners, right? Like,
That's what
it feels
what
like you're taking away
I know.
something.
Yeah, I know they're not.
Yeah.
That's because it actually works out for them because that's more opportunity to sell your movie by saying this person got nominated or won the award. But I also think that's a good thing. I don't like that they added more movies to a category. I mean, I know. Well, no. I am happy, but I'm glad it's not a must that it has to be that amount.
Yeah, it's nice that you can open that
because
not demand that you have.
Yeah, because I feel like if there's not that many good movies, then don't do it. Because I don't want you to just get somebody saying like, "Hey, they're just getting named because they're there," and then that helps them say, "Nah, man, it's like still gotta earn it." And yes, I get like how the Oscars like a lot of things are paid for stuff, but still, I think overall it's still like it's not a total like shit show. Like I mean, as a shit show, like as in like
you don't have every Marvel movie in here. Instead, you just have Sinners.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, it's not awful, but last year just felt like it wasn't a great year for those type of movies to me. That's all, and that's why I feel like you still need to have MTV awards and stuff like that for those other movies.
Yeah, the Oscars website, Dominic, actress in a leading role and actress in a supporting role. So.
Oh, so they still use actors. So that's still a term.
Apparently.
Okay. All right. I mean, I was really never told not to. I just saw that.
Yeah, it just felt kind of like a natural thing. All of a sudden, it was like, hey, this is the way we refer to those people, and it's like, okay, it works for me, I guess. They're doing the same job. I don't,
And here's the last one: technical achievement, Arc Raiders, Death Stranding 2, Doom: The Dark Ages, Ghosts of Yotai, Indiana Jones, Great Circle, and Split Fiction. I wonder what Doom: The Dark Ages does that will get it nominated here but nowhere else.
That was, you said the technical one, right?
Yeah. Like what technically?
I mean, I think just the way that game runs, I think is probably the achievement that they're trying to, portray there, because it looks fantastic
and
also runs extremely well.
But I wonder what like some other games I see up here, why, like, I'm just curious why that is better than those. Yeah. I just feel like they just put them in there just to have it. But that's it, because you know what? There's no. I almost feel like it's a disappointment somewhat. The Outer Worlds, man. Like, I'm not saying they're wrong. Just that those guys had 2 games. Well, technically 3 if you want to count.
I don't want to count
the bug game. You see, you don't. And they had 2 games come out, and like nobody really talks about it for like the end of the year stuff. Really, and like I would think it would get some type of nomination for the other one, and it's like, darn, man, that's kind of like for Outer Worlds too, and it's like, man, it's a little sad. Like, I mean, because that it's not that it's a bad game. It's just that it wasn't up to that par. It's like, damn, that kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. I would think like it would like this would have been a huge not that it would give you, but like it would be a little bigger than this, and yeah, it kind of sucks. All right. Yeah, so I guess we get to the big news now.
Yeah, right? Let's get into it, Dominic. NVIDIA had their big kind of convention thing following GDC this past week. And along with it, the guys over at Digital Foundry were given kind of a exclusive preview of DLSS 5. And this added basically AI beautification, it feels like. They gave a couple examples of Resident Evil 9 as well as Starfield. And yeah, some people noticed there's 2 levels of like controversy here, right? There's the DLSS stuff itself, and then there's like the Digital Foundries, because those guys came out of it pretty positive. And then immediately the internet kind of turned on them because as a whole, the internet really didn't like what was going on here for many reasons. So the screenshots that they showed off, there is definitely an increase in visual fidelity to these characters that this stuff has been applied to. Now, the issue is it doesn't seem like this AI takes into account kind of what those characters originally looked like. Like it basically takes this general image and then just applies like an Instagram style filter. Like, I want it to look more realistic it would basically be like if I took Okami and instead of it being like this visual splendor, it would just be like it copied and pasted a dog into the game. That's what it felt like here. Like you have, I don't know why I keep blanking on her name and keep wanting to say Claire whenever I'm talking about Resident Evil 9.
I don't know her name.
RE9 character. Grace.
Christina? Maybe Christina's?
Oh, yes, Grace Ashcroft.
Yeah, Grace. That sounds like a name. That's it.
You know, they take this picture of Grace, and kind of the shocking thing to me is I look at Resident Evil and I go like, man, that's a good looking game. But like then they put this screenshot out there and I'm like, man, maybe this game doesn't look as good as I thought it did.
That's what I said.
Like it just very flat.
And that wasn't even from this.
Oh, right.
That wasn't for this. It's just been recently. That was for the PSSR.
Okay.
The PSSR.
Gotcha.
Was the first time I really thought of Resident Evil not looking as good as I thought, because when they put the update of the I mean that's other news. I didn't want to say that news before because of this. It kind of coincides with like what's going on, like PSSR 2, whatever they call it. What do they call it? Do they call it 2 or just PSSR? I don't know, but it's the update for the Pro, which really makes the games look a whole lot better. I mean, don't ask me the technical terms on that. That's what it does. like that's and like I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
the stuff
neat.
that adds like frame generation and stuff like that. So you're not. Yeah,
and I mean, hell, yeah, you pay for that damn system.
You might as well get something out of it.
A lot of people were saying like, oh, yeah, it's worth me. Yeah, I'm glad I got the system, or it makes it worth to have a system. So I was like, well, damn, that means you overspend before then. You could have waited. But anyway, it's like, but I'm just joking. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it does at least. I mean, and that's what I expect it to, because yeah, if you're gonna pay more, like $200 some more, yeah, you damn sure better make it look better and be able to run better. So, and that's what that did without. I mean, what you traditionally think of when you think of like DLSS, like on the PC, what you traditionally think of like things like that. That's what it seems like it's doing. Not totally changing the look like what this new one's doing, but really like, but I also was thinking like, man, did it look that bad before on the PS5? I was like, come on, man. I saw the game plan, but then I guess looking at it from a
still like, versus motion.
If you look at somebody really still, it's different, and and plus that, because I'm not just staring at that like stillness anywhere. I'm mostly playing around and stuff like that. So okay, I get it. But yeah, with this, I was like, because I was confused, because I was like, this ain't like the PSSR thing, and I was like, oh yeah, this looks totally different. Yeah. Like she looks.
This is what PSSR will eventually become if they accept this and we start to accept this, because I do think that there is some level of like the issue with this is like it kind of eliminates artist intent, right? Like if a character was designed for the way they were for a specific reason, like let's use Grace as an example. This is a woman who has been sent by the FBI to a town to investigate a murder in a town where she witnessed the murder of her mother. In this DLSS version, she's got, 5 pounds of makeup on her face. And it's like, why would...
That's what's weird
why
about
would this woman be doing
makeup?
That? Why would any human being
why the makeup? Like, why the lips there? Why the lipstick? Or are you just saying like her lips are just wetter? Because it looks like she literally has lipstick.
She's got lipstick. She's got eyeshadow. She's done her eyebrows up real nice. Like, yeah. There's definitely a level of like, okay,
the way the people that wanted the way the people that wanted that
exactly
Fable woman.
That is
like,
exactly
basically
what this is, and I think that's why there's so much blowback, because this is like effectively just giving those creeps what they want, which is like, let me apply an Instagram filter to all of these video game characters. Like,
how dare you call them creeps,
I want
Daniel.
to see. let me run DLSS 5 on Horizon, Dominic. That is what I want to see. What is that? What is Aloy gonna look like run through this filter? It's gonna be exactly what you see on Twitter. So like there's that, and then there's the weirdness of it to me, because they've showed off a couple videos of this. But if what my understanding of it is basically a filter that is run over top of these games, and it's basing it on frame information. So it's essentially taking a screenshot of the game, each frame, and then interpreting. Does that mean it's going to change the way Grace, or whatever character, using Grace as an example, basically is there a chance that every frame of her looks slightly different because the AI is interpreted different based on whatever image it's capturing? And if that's the case, do I then get potentially a different experience than you do visually because it's being calculated in real time? I might play the same game as you, but get a completely different or slightly different version or interpretation of a character than you will when you play with the same AI filter turned on.
It's not going to. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, because that'll be like, so we're getting different looks. And I know some people were saying that they won't look this. I don't know if it's true though. Some people are saying that even while playing the game, they won't look the same, like because they'll be changing. And I don't know if that's true or not, because I'm just hearing it from, comment sections.
Yeah, but that's kind of my interpretation of it too, is like, if all it's doing is taking the information on screen and interpreting it, is there a way to make sure it interprets it the same way every time? Or is that not the case? Because like they say that developers will have some level of control over it, basically like intensity or like blocking out areas where it doesn't want it to do it. Like, okay, I can silhouette Grace's face and say like, no DLSS 5, no AI filter over this part of her, but like you can do it over her body, and all of a sudden she's got like bigger jugs or more shadowy jugs or something like that, because I feel like that's where this filter is headed, if it's not already doing that. So there are ways that I can see this technology being beneficial, especially to a developer, because like we've talked about it in the past with like even ray tracing, right? Where it feels like, okay, the original thing that developers used to have to do to get this level of complexity in lighting was like design it and bake it into the game. Whereas now you can just kind of throw more power at it, and then the computer will do the work of making sure that the lighting looks realistic. I almost feel like that's what the intention from NVIDIA is for this. It's like, oh, we're basically like giving developers the ability to not work as hard. And I try to say that without, making it sound like, oh, lazy developers, but no, like we all want to work less hard at our jobs and get the same outcome. But maybe they've just like gone too far with it, or maybe they don't they don't know what people want or don't really care. They want sexy ladies and sexy men. Cause like, this isn't exclusive to Claire. Like they did the same thing on Leon, and it's like, okay, now he's got a sharper jaw and like more, manscaped face and stuff like that. Like it feels so weird. I'm interested to see like what Digital Foundries was able to see out of these demos to come back with a more positive viewpoint. Is it just because visually it is a stunning difference? Like if I'm looking at these two images, like, yes, the one on the right with the DLSS on is a more like technically and visually impressive thing, but contextually it makes no sense. Why if you give me these two images and I go, whose face looks better? I'm going to go, oh yeah, the DLSS one. Although I think we as people going through this currently have like an uncanny valley kind of sensor, right? Like I look at that face and I go, oh, that looks like every AI lady on an Instagram ad or a Twitter ad for a phone game or something, right? Like they all kind of have the same look, which is like Western beauty standards, white woman is typically what they look like. And she very much looks like that. But if I'm just saying like technologically, which of these looks like they put more like detail into it, it is the DLSS one. But if that's at the expense of the artist's intent of what that character was supposed to look like, then that doesn't make any sense. Now, if these tools get moved from like, it almost feels like this is something that they should not be giving to us as a consumer, but it should be something that developers should be able to utilize, right? And they can train these AI models on their own content with their own intent and then see if it works for them from there. And maybe that's what they're trying to sell. And this is just kind of a stepping stone of like, hey, we want to get it in front of as many people as possible so that consumers go like, oh, we want this in our video games. And then on the back end, you sell it to Epic or you sell it to Capcom or whatever. 'Cause I do feel like, again, like there's not necessarily a problem with these things like this quote unquote AI, where it's basically like a large language model or a model that is built on something that you're feeding into it. Like, let's say I want Dominic, I'm going to stop recording the podcast, but I'm going to train an AI to listen to the hours and hours and hours of my voice and my cadence and my thoughts. And then I'm going to put that out and I'm going to say, this is an AI generated podcast. I'm no longer doing it, but like, this is what I sound like. I don't have a problem with that. Now, if it were someone else taking my voice and then trying to sell, hey, this is the new SupaPod. Daniel stopped recording it, but we're keeping him alive. That's what I have a problem with, because you're taking content from someone else. So if NVIDIA's models, let's use this an example, right? Like we have Grace here. If the reason why when I run Grace through this model is because I've trained my AI on loads and loads of OnlyFans, photographs, and that's why every photograph of a woman now comes out with like 20 pounds of makeup and sexier, quote unquote, like there's something wrong there. But if I go, hey, this is what I want Grace to look like, using traditional methods, it's going to be very hard for us to achieve this on a frame by frame basis, whether it be a power consumption thing or a workload thing. I don't know. But I can use AI to then like pump that out. I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
I'm under, like, I get it. I get why people don't like um what this is, or people don't like what it looks like. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, and for some reason it goes away because people don't like it. I don't care. I'm good. I'm good with it. I'm saying, okay, yeah, okay, fine. But I just know if I did have a 50 with a 90 or whatever this could do it on,
two 50-90s taped together,
I would. Yeah. That's what somebody says too. Like, I will be using it. As I said, like, now when I would. Thing is, see, I would be using it, but I would be playing with it. Like,
and that's the thing. Like, I would love to see what this looks like in practice. Again, like, I'm interested to see if, a screenshot, sure, that's one thing. But if in motion, I'm seeing different characteristics every time this character appears on screen because the AI is not consistent, then...
Oh, no, I wouldn't like it eventually. But like I said, I would play. Yeah, I wouldn't like it eventually. I'm not saying I really like it. I just be curious.
Absolutely.
To play,
I don't think there's any problem with the curiosity behind
this.
this. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not something like I feel like I need to have. Like, all I want is just to make the game look sharper and better, than what it is. And then usually if I want something really changed, like a lot, usually I just go to mods and just like get a mod and get a look, and then that look is consistent usually. I mean, consistent as the guys do it.
Because it's designed by somebody. Until you start getting your AI mods, Dominic,
Yeah, oh yeah, that'd be something. But yeah, that, like, them doing it, it's not, but really this is not really impressed me or anything with this, like, knowing that what this is, because I was thinking when I first see it, I'm like, oh, it looks better. I mean, but it say, darn, she looks real different. And then in my head I'm thinking, like, is that what she's supposed to look like?
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell happened? Like, I was like, why doesn't look like that before? And then when I started reading more on it, and then look at people comments, then I went to say, okay, let me look at what officially was going on here. And then I see, like, oh, this AI is making. I said, okay, this is not just them, like, just cleaning it up. They're adding shit too. It's like that's definitely something different. This ain't like what I was just looking at the PSSR, because I was just I'm just coming from looking at the Sony thing, so I was like, this is definitely different from what that was. I mean, what the PSR, is already been doing.
Exactly. The PC's already been doing that, so that's why the PSSR isn't quite this yet, but it could potentially get there. I mean, again, like, I'm looking at these Starfield ones, and maybe because, like, Starfield's characters are kind of that weird, like,
they are
blankness to begin with, and it also feels like they're not doing quite. I say that, but then I look at this first woman, and it's like, okay, she's got the lipstick on again. She's got the eyes.
But she looks better. But she does look better because I did not like her before. Now I don't know, she's kind of all right. I was like, yes, it'll be like at the office. I was like, you know what? I'm not noticing you more. That's right. You keep wearing that stuff. You keep wearing it, baby.
So
and say, like, you're getting raised.
There's very interesting things going on here. I really want to see it in practice, and I do think there is a place for this stuff, but I don't know, for them to kind of come out the way they have, it feels a little gross.
Yeah, and looking at that Kyle Bozeman video of the conference. I mean, not the conference. Whatever they call that thing with. I guess
it's basically like a conference with a keynote.
Yeah,
and
it's conference. Yeah. Nvidia. Yeah, man, it's just. Yeah, it is. It's so weird. It just comes off like, what the hell. And because, like, it's almost saying, it's like the market, like, you know what, like, I think it was said in his video, and which is funny, I kind of coincided with I was just a political podcast, and like how almost like the world works. It's almost nobody is really listening
No.
almost to the
No,
majority
no,
anymore.
exactly.
Like and that and it's funny and like even consumers as like and then almost in politics, like if you look at like what majority of people want, they're not
No.
doing it. like they're not, and it's like this is almost like a, and then it's like wow, this is not just in this field of like oh like in video games and stuff, and then I'm like wow, this is like that in the world too.
Yeah, I think we've always talked
Um,
about it as like video
like
games
if,
is definitely a microcosm of all of the other problems we see in the world. The layoffs, the the unionization needs, the like you said, not listening to the consumer, like all of that stuff happens, and the way we talk about it in video games is very much just a microcosm of our existence.
yeah, because I was like wow, these people aren't doing things like what like listen to say if they're saying like oh really listening to you, and a lot of times they see the things they do is like
No, you're
no,
not.
it's a, yeah really not, and and yeah you're listening to some other people like to like a way to really maximize your dollar in a way because you're listening to us is like it's not gonna maximize dollar enough to do what you want whatever and it's so like what it's like oh, okay um yeah man it's a weird state we're
Hmm.
in with this and yeah it's yeah it's gonna be very curious what we see what's going on in the gaming world like in these in this future. I mean I say this all the time like in like near even just in the near future I wonder what's happened like what are the what's the state of like the future consoles even just PC like we're okay with the RAM
Hmm.
stuff and whatever but like yeah I I don't know, and yeah, it is scary. Yeah, that's a scary thing. It's not like it's yeah, it's like man, how are we going to get screwed over more or something, or how they're going to get me out of the gaming space basically, or like not really get me out of it, but keep me
Keep me away
from
from it. Yeah.
advancing. I'm just going to be stopped. Yeah, I'm going to stop like here. It's like oh, this is the games. My last game is maybe Grand Theft Auto 6. It would just be the PS5 version of
Yeah.
that because that'll be the only one I can play. And then whenever the PC version comes, who knows what my requirements will be for that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was like, well, I hope I can play it and not just that I have to stream it or some shit. Like um, because it looks like yeah, it looks like the base PS5 will be it for me. Maybe that could be the only way I play the game for a while. I don't know what the hell the future's going to be for me to play that game and any other future game along those lines. That's along those lines. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, man, it's definitely crazy. Yeah, with that like the whole AI thing, yeah, it's like man, they really trying to move fast with
Yep.
this. They definitely moving fast. I mean, I guess they put so much money into it to researching and stuff and laying off people. So I guess they got
Yeah.
to do something. But I ain't, man, yeah, that is, yeah, that is weird. Like, yeah, this is where they go, where they're going with it right now, and they kind of just forcing it out there
Yep.
too, like without telling, like Capcom saying like they didn't know this is what they were doing. Some people are arguing that Capcom okayed it, but it's like, nah, they oh, this is what they specifically okayed
Yeah. I mean, you also have the
for it
issue of
though.
right of like, oh yeah, some suit at Capcom probably did okay it, but the guy that actually designed the character did
Yeah,
not know that this was happening whatsoever.
So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. We'll see what happens with that. But it seemed like it's just going to be on a graphics card that I would never probably touch in a good little while.
Yeah.
It's that's the thing. Unless they, yeah, we'll see. All right, any other news, man? This was it
Yeah,
basically, right?
that's kind of the
This is
biggest
like
thing.
basically big news of the week. All right, so I guess we can get to new
Yeah,
releases.
new
So.
releases. First up, Dominic, we got MLB The Show 26. And you got your boy Aaron Judge on front. Are you excited?
Yeah, it's one of those games I'll wait till it's like $20, man, because I'm still good with this one. Even though this has World Baseball Classic up there, which, oh yeah, we did lose. That was the big one. U.S. lost. I'm not like upset or anything about it. I know there's some people out there upset or just like upset with the team. Like these guys played because somebody even said something like they feel like they gave up, and I was like, nah, they look like they
Yeah.
cared. And now there was one guy complaining that he think them like people feeling like upset with like accepting the silver, like they feel like they should still feel like gratitude accepting silver or something. And I I mean, I think at the moment, I think eventually maybe you should, but it's also I don't know. It depends. It depends on like how. For me, like if there's like a competitiveness, like you play against somebody really strong, and yeah, you didn't win. Like at the moment you might feel really bad, but eventually like say, hey man, we did great. And or but I feel like if you're like really favored and like you're favored to be the best and you lose, then it's kind of hard to accept the
Yeah.
second place. In this case, I feel like even though they might have been favored, those there were a lot of pros on those other teams they played against. Like it's not like you're playing like you're playing like I know the players on those teams. Like when I was trying to think about what players that weren't on the U.S. team, I think it was some pitchers. But mostly, I was think every time I think of somebody, it was somebody who was foreign who were actually playing for their home
Right.
country. So I'm like, dude, this was going to be hard, and it's one and done. That's another thing. Baseball, so anything can happen. Anybody has a chance to win. I mean, the very competitive teams. If you're playing against a team that's competitive and got a lot of great players, yeah, you could probably lose. I mean, baseball's usually played in a series, so like it's to me that's why it's not. It doesn't hurt to do it. Like, yeah, I want to win, but it's like, dude, you still got second. Like you still got the silver medal. I'm not telling the players to feel this way. I mean, really more to see the fans. To me, I'm kind of happy the players cared.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
the thing. I am. Yeah, that's what I really want. So they lost, and it's really bad. Yeah, I'm happy they cared, and yeah, but it's not like I feel like so awful. Like oh they did awful or anything. Like dude, you only could come together for this moment. Like I don't know how many long you had to practice. It doesn't sound like it's like I had that time. This isn't like how it is with basketball and the Olympics. Like they actually have time to make time for this. Baseball, you play a lot of months, and baseball is repetition. You gotta. It's a different than those other sports. So yeah. Look, man, y'all got the silver medal, and I'm happy with that. Like because they could have lost to Dominican. They could have just got I don't even know bronze or something. So yeah. Even though I mean there was a controversial call with that Dominican call, but hey, I mean it doesn't mean they would have lost. But good for Venezuela. Venezuela won. I mean we took out their leader.
The least we
So I
could
guess
do.
this is a good consolation prize.
What bad Trump
It's like,
tweet did we get out of this?
I'm saying he's a good leader or anything, but still, hey,
We
good
instantly
for them,
improved their
good for
country
those
by
guys,
taking
man.
their leader out, Dominic. They're champions now because of us. So much winning, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was cool. But in the game, MLB the 20 back to the 26. Yeah, I do like to have that. They added that. There's some also some more Dynasty slash my player stuff, as in for like making it like a big deal going for the Hall of Fame stuff. And that's cool, but not enough to make me pay $70 for it, you know. And yeah, something I'll wait for. I'll wait till it goes cheap. I'm still good playing 25. All right, so what else we got, man?
Death Stranding 2 on the beach, now out on the PC, so if you want to check that out there. And then, Dominic, Crimson Desert is now out on PC.
And this is from... Wasn't this an MMO or something?
This, I think, is related to, that MMO.
Yeah.
But this is a single-player, serious RPG situation.
And, like gorgeous graphics, really.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
From the videos they showed, yeah. And, that was the hype factor behind this. Because I don't know anything about these guys, and I just see this game really just hyped up big time. And I think they even show the graphic stuff. I think even I don't know, was this one of those PS5 Pro looks on it? I don't. It might have been, or somebody showed hey, with the setting set on, man, look how good this looks. And I'm like, oh, it's it looks good, but I was like, darn, I just don't hear a lot of people. I don't hear the media outlets talk about it. I just see it on the Twitter and stuff and things like that. So I was like, hey, but so when the game came out, it got a 70, which is okay. I mean,
it's not
bad.
Getting terrible reviews
in the 70. No, and it's a pretty good game. But and then of course some people have problems with that. It was whatever, man. It's dude, jeez. But yeah, but it sold pretty well, and I don't know, but they did something to hype this game up, and good for the marketing guys with that. With that, this game be what it is. But yeah, because I was just really confused, because I was like, what is this? It's why? I remember seeing it. I thought when I did see it at one time, I thought it looked pretty good. And I was like, yeah, it looks good. But I didn't really hear a lot of media outlets really talking about it. So I thought I guess either, I didn't know when it was coming out. So I was like, either it's far away from coming out, or it's, not either that good or as I thought, or that it looks or whatever. And it seems to be, okay game. I want to try it out, but I'm not going out my way to either. Yeah, I got a lot of games to play, so this is not one of them. Hopefully it comes on Game Pass or something. But even then, if it came on Game Pass now, I probably wouldn't do it, because I just got too many games to play that I want to get through. So, but good for them. They sold the game. I mean, and maybe we one of those games where, because it's an open world type of game, and I know there's some technical problems, which, hey, what it doesn't have technical problems these days at launch. That it will be a game years later, it'll be wow, this game is a whole lot better, than even when it came out. Maybe some stuff will happen with this game years later, that it'll be some big improvements from this. So,
yeah, it seems like it's a decent start for something that could definitely expand more and maybe clean itself up.
Is their open world game still out?
Online
I said open
game.
world. I'm sorry. Is there MMO?
I think so.
Still
I'm
update?
pretty sure.
Yeah. What was it like? I want to see what these guys, because that's what I was thinking this was initially, though. I was thinking it was
Black Desert Online.
It was that. I think I was thinking their game.
Yeah.
What's
Black
it
Desert.
Yeah. Black Desert. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the interesting things I saw about this, though, is that apparently if you have an Intel graphics card, which obviously are not super popular.
It's 10-year anniversary for that game.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If you have an Intel graphics card, which admittedly are not that popular, but they've been growing, this game just doesn't work on them.
Yeah.
they're not saying we're working on an update. They're just like, get a refund. It doesn't work. Sorry. Like, it just seems crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sucks. But I'm glad I didn't get that graphics card there. But then again, I probably wouldn't play this game anyway. So who knows if I
still.
But you know what? That's also, even if I I wasn't playing this game anyway, it will make me think not to get it, because I'm like, wow, if a game can't use that, I never heard anybody say they can't use an NVIDIA card.
That's what's crazy about it.
It would make it so that I'll think twice of getting that card.
Yeah, I mean, that game, it seems to be still a pretty popular thing to talk about. You know, it didn't just fall flat on its face when it came out. It seems like it's an okay game with some pretty impressive visuals. Maybe more, generic Assassin's Creed than some people expected. But yeah, I think it's something to maybe keep an eye on. But it's not blowing anybody away.
I mean, you fly on a dragon. I guess that's cool. And you can ride a wolf.
It's pretty sweet, Dominic. It's pretty sweet.
I'll just say this, Daniel. It looks better than Zelda.
There you go.
Oh, snap. I think if it was called Zelda,
how dare
got
you?
A
How
9.
dare you?
Yep, I said it.
The Legend of Crimson Desert.
Yeah.
All right, Dominic. That's all I got for new releases. Anything else for the people this week?
I think you're missing some new releases here. Let's just see here. What we got here? I don't see any top adult games up here on Steam. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I ain't put new releases. It was top sellers. Oh, that's why.
You messed up.
Here we go. Wow, nope. Not in the top list right here. On. There's Starship Troopers. Ultimate Bug War came out.
I did see that. Yeah.
It looks like it makes it look like a old, almost what would you like?
All right, Dominic. I don't know what you're looking at, but under my popular new releases here, over Crimson Desert, I have both Two Beasts or Not Two Beasts, which is a dating sim, not safe for work, adventure, romance, and Nakara, which includes nudity, action, sexual content. Oh, you know why,
Daniel? Because I have safe search.
Oh, see, that's smart.
Not safe search. I have the safe thing on because I'm not signed in my name. I am under, yes. I've not seen the dirty games, Daniel.
There is also Retro Rewind.
I was wondering if that was
Video
weird.
Store Simulator. That looks pretty sweet, actually.
I do see that. I do see that. Yes.
I don't ever remember seeing a cotton candy machine in a video store, though.
Well, you had to go to those mom and pop ones that people always talk about. They
had cotton candy machines in there. That seems crazy.
I guess so. Yeah, that's crazy. That would suck too if I worked there. So
can I put up the curtain to the back room in this game? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah.
No, you can't go back there.
Is it like? Oh yeah, because they have that card. It just came out on Game Pass. The card shop simulator, or whatever, like selling almost like Pokemon cards or Magic cards, I guess Magic Gathering kind of card shop thing. And I think I saw that on Donkey's video when his videos had that, and I was like, oh, I guess this game is, well, Microsoft paid for it to be on Game Pass. I guess it's something.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, card game simulator.
But Marathon, like, what is the talk on this?
I've seen it's mostly been positive, I think.
Yeah, that's what I've seen.
Now, it's one of these like I still listen to Jeff Kurtzman, right? Like, and he is like into it, like really into it. You know, the other podcasts I've listened to, they've come out with a positive feel on it, but like,
I'm surprised as old he is, he still can react that fast.
he didn't say he was good. He just said he's into it, you know?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, other podcasts I've listened to have been positive on it, but aren't like gushing over it. But he's been pretty.
not like Arc Raiders.
No, I think
Yeah,
Arc
'cause,
Raiders definitely had like a slightly more, you know, like buzz around it, right? I think for Jeff Gerstmann, based on like my experience in listening to him for so long, I think there's a visual aesthetic to this too that is very up his alley, right? Like there's a cyberpunkness to this that I think a lot of games that he ends up like being into have, you know.
I wonder why this game isn't like. What makes these games not free to play? I mean, besides that they make you pay for it, but like what?
The idea that you can get someone to pay for it. I think when it comes down to it, this is a game that if they didn't think they could get people to pay for it, they wouldn't make it a game that you have to buy. This is a game that if it came out and wasn't selling well, I think there's a high likelihood that they would make it free to play before they close it completely. Unlike, you know, like obviously we
Yeah,
because of the pedigree of Bungie, because of the amount of money they probably put into this, I don't think this game just instantly gets.
I mean that and Arc Raiders. I mean, I'm asking like just that genre period because like Arc Raiders, you gotta pay for it.
I think that's what it comes down to is whether market research says people will pay for this game or not. And when they say yes, they will pay for it, they charge for it, and they are open to the idea that it might have to become free to play, but they're going to start you out with, okay, let's make them pay. Whereas a game like High Guard, they've got nothing to start with, right? They've got a trailer from Jeff Keighley at his biggest show, but they don't have a name cachet. They don't have, you know, what did they have? They had some people from, you know, the Titanfall developer, right? Like that was
Titanfall,
Apex Legends. That's the one I was trying to think of too. They had some former Apex Legends guys. Like that's not necessarily going to carry them as far as they want to go. So they got to get it in people's hands. And if they're convinced that that is going to sell their game, then that's what they're going to do, right? So I think that's what it comes down to is what they think they're going to be able to sell.
Yeah, because I want to know like, okay, yeah, you pay for it, so like what, like I just want to know like what would the difference in this game be if it was free to play and you didn't pay for it? What would like the difference be? And it sounds like it. Because it's still like stuff they sell, right? You know, just like free to play games, right? Like skins and things of that nature. Yeah, I would think so.
I believe
seems like
there is, but now that you say that, like I'm not totally sure. But you know, Destiny had that stuff, so it's got to be in there, even if it's not something.
Well, I mean, I was looking at the deluxe edition. Yeah, I'm seeing stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. On Marathon anyway. And. Yeah, so it's got to be, because that's the appeal. Because I'm just thinking, like, because that's what I was like, because it's not a story to this. I mean, not story mode, like single player stuff in here. And so, that's why I was like, man, why is this game ain't free to play? But then you explain it, it's like, oh, yeah, I guess so. I guess they just did that because. Like, yeah, I thought, because at one point I was going to try Arc Raiders. I was like, let me go try this out. And then I saw, like, oh, I can't try this out. This is, I had to buy it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to know now if I like this.
I mean, I could definitely see you jumping in on a free game weekend or something like that. And it really makes you wonder why you don't have, I guess that's what, like, betas are for nowadays, right? Because, like, in a lot of ways, I feel like a game like this would benefit from a free weekend, like the weekend it launches, right? But at the same time, maybe you don't want to overload your your servers and then have everybody have a bad experience. So you put on just the people that have paid for the game, and then like some weeks in, if the player count slows down, that's when you start to throw people some free bones. But ahead of time, you can get everybody in there under the guise of it being a stress test while you let people try it out. And if they have a bad experience, you go, oh, clearly we need more server space, or, what have you. We've learned a lesson. Whereas like if it's actually a launch, you're like, oh crap, you're killing our game right now. We're looking bad. So yeah, I think visually it is a very interesting game, and I would love to see a game that I would be more interested in playing share this art style.
It just sucks like Bungie don't make those.
Nah, not really.
They don't do that anymore.
So
that's just sucks. All right, I guess we can close it out.
All right, thank you guys as always for listening. You check us out on Twitter. Dominic's at DStalworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at SupaPod, SupaPod. We're also on Blue Sky at SupaPod.com, at RegulusMB.sky.social, and at DinoMan at DominicStallworth.bluesky.social. We also have a website. You can check us out. There's all of our previous podcasts, as well as links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there is a video version of this podcast, as well as all the audio places like YouTube Music, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, and any other place you might find an audio podcast. And until next time, guys, talk to you later.
All right, see you.